That was completely the wrong melody. Wait. Wait.
Restart.
Now I feel like the fakest fan in the world. I've listened to Tank so many times. That's the intro to Cowboy Bebop. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. I cannot do the melody. Instead, the Super Mario Bros. Theme comes out. Yes. And in proper Sigma fashion, I've got white stuff on my hands. My hands are dry. It's cold over here. It is Wednesday, my dudes! Yes, it is.
We know you're not a true fan because you didn't watch the Netflix live action yet.
It takes me everything right now to not take the hand moisturizer I've got and smear my hand over your face.
Is that even still on Netflix, the live action Cowboy Bebop?
Yes, it is.
Because we still need to watch it,
No.
and I am going to watch it.
I
We're gonna watch it.
I will not watch that.
You just like for the shits and giggles, come on.
No.
They put hard work into this.
Tifa, I'd rather have diarrhea than the shits and giggles of watching Cowboy Bebop Netflix. No. I already paid for it, they wouldn't throw it out. True, Netflix, despite all of their shortcomings, and there are many, they are not on the same level as Warner Brothers. You know, throwing away, what was it, Batgirl? They made a whole Batgirl
wasn't
movie.
it already done?
Yeah.
And then they trashed it.
Yes.
I don't even know why.
Yes.
Like, I recall it being
taxes.
done.
Apparently taxes. If you just don't release it, you can just write it off of your taxes as a failure.
For real?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know how American taxes work. I barely know how ours work.
What life Cowboy Bebop? Are you serious or is that sarcasm?
Who would ever produce something like that? Preposterous. It had been in the talks for so long. Do you remember the myth, I want to call it now, that Keanu Reeves was gonna play Spike? Like, I didn't love the idea because I just couldn't picture it, but I would take anything over the thing that they made.
If it was still with the same writing, even he couldn't have saved it. Like, it's not the main character's actor dude's fault, the series flop.
No, that is true, but that was so many years before they actually made what they made. I think it would have been different staff working on it. Like, different writers and stuff.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
One Piece live action was finally decent. Yes, it was.
It was amazing.
I've watched it 3 times by now.
I've done it twice. Yeah. Yes.
I now also put it on for like background sound when I just want to hear something. So I just put on the One Piece live action now.
Fair. Nobody ever said that about Cowboy Bebop, though.
No, we're gonna seriously watch that.
No, I will not.
Snowy, happy Wednesday as well.
What she said, but I mean it because she wants to watch Cowboy Bebop live action, and I am against that. Talking about things that are shitty, you might hear a doorbell, and then I need to go get to the door. Sorry in advance. We had something scheduled for delivery today. It was supposed to be here in the morning. Now it's supposed to be here in the next 2 hours.
But according to the online tracking thing, it's like 6 stops away.
That's true. That's true.
I think it puts extra pressure on the mail guy that you can really follow them, because you must know, like, somewhere in the back of your mind, you feel the 600 people refresh the page trying to see where you are.
I also hate that as a customer because it makes me anxious. Like, they are 5 stops away. Okay, I won't start doing that, or I won't start doing this because I need to be able to get to the door, and like I don't want to be interrupted in the middle of it. And oh my god, still 5 stops, still 5 stops, still.
I feel so bad for the mail people though. We got a package last week, I think it was, and after that we went for a walk. And on our way back, we came across the dude again that delivered our packages. And I kid you not, he had his car parked, and he was running across this parking lot. He had to go like in between buildings, and this dude was running for his life.
He was sprinting.
He was like looking at his phone, holding the package, and he was running. And I'm like, it was like 8 in the 8 in the evening.
Yeah, it was late.
It was Saturday, I think it was. And I'm like, that is kind of sad if you think about it.
I mean, I don't know if he did that because he wanted to be done faster, which, cool, more power to you. I have a feeling it is actually more like, oh, he's running late because they overloaded his car and now he needs to make sure he gets everything done on time before, you know, he gets into trouble for being slow. But
I mean, probably. That's something you hear quite a lot with mill people. Like the pressure they have to empty their cars, like not being able to finish until they delivered everything.
But back to Cowboy Bebop. I will never watch the live action. It's just not gonna happen.
We are so going to watch it. We are absolutely going to watch it.
Live action was just trying to nail down comedy and making a bad approximation of the story.
But we talk about One Piece or Cowboy Bebop? Okay.
But why would you do that? Cowboy Bebop in and of itself isn't a comedy. Like, there are funny moments, but it's not a comedy. So why would you take this thing and then try to go, oh, I know how to make it better, by making it something it was never supposed to be?
By trying to attract an even bigger crowd.
You mean the crowd that lobbied for this to be made to begin with, that made it possible that you get to work on this?
Hey,
I will never understand this.
They might get a redemption arc. I mean, something obviously went right with One Piece. I cannot say it enough. I haven't even watched the anime, so I can't really judge if they did it right. But judging by how popular it is, and by people who also seen the anime, I'm gonna go with they did it right. So they might be on this thing going on here.
Listen, it always sucks when people lose their jobs. But the people that greenlit Cowboy Bebop and allowed it to be made the way it was need to be fired, and they never need to be allowed to go anywhere near these things again. And the same is true for the people who ruined The Witcher. If your main guy, the reason why so many people are watching your show, who knows the source material without looking, tells you, hey, we're kind of ruining this. Can we do the thing that you said you hired me to do, which is to do a thing based on the source material, and that the thing that the people who are making sure that this works want us to make? And we're going, no, we know better.
I feel like when a series or movies or anything is based on existing material, like books or a game, it should be like a must for the people to play in it or write the script for it, to know the source material and like it. I feel like you can see such a big difference for people who actually have the passion, not just for the whole acting thing and wanting to put something good on, but for the actual story, character, source material. You have like this extra drive going behind it.
I agree. Like, if you hate the thing you're working on, why are you working on it? I mean, you need to get paid. I understand the needing to pay bills.
I don't think it's necessarily hate. It's more like, it's another job. I'm gonna do this character.
Yeah, so...
But it's different if you like love the character.
Yeah, no.
You want everything right for it.
No, don't like it. Don't like it at all. And they wanted to save Ed for season 2. Yeah, I remember, like, the day Cowboy Bebop live action got cancelled officially, like, I don't know, 46 seconds after it got released. All the cast came together. I was like, oh, it's such a shame that we won't be able to continue. Yeah, I get that. And then they released that like, the Cowboy Bebop crew, the main characters. There's 4.5, depending on how you count. 4 people and a dog.
Yeah.
It's all you need to know. It's not really a spoiler.
I remember watching it with you years ago.
If you actually bother to watch the thing, only 3 characters show up. I don't even think Ein makes an appearance. I'm not sure. I didn't watch it. But the last character, like, they had already cast someone. And they already filmed like a teaser trailer with him to be released later. Because they released that when it got announced that they got cancelled.
Okay.
Why would you do that? Why?
Well, they had
it's baffling. It's
different hopes.
I want to rant and rave about this for hours, but I will keep going in a circle. Like, the only thing I can say about this is how much I hate everything that has to do with it.
I don't even know if it was the director or one of the actors I saw a bit of an interview with, but I remember the person saying that they were shocked that it was cancelled so fast. Like,
yeah.
Like
yes,
then
I
you have
remember.
expectations that you're gonna have more seasons and you can do more stuff, so you're already prepared for that.
But do you hate it more than Dio? Yes. Honestly, yes. No. We need to make like a list of banned words for us to say. Honestly should be one of them. Keep overusing it. No, hear me out.
It's fine. Oh, in 2 weeks we have a new stop word.
That's not a thing.
Yes,
Dio is a well-written character. And it makes sense why I hate him. Dio doesn't act out of character. Everything Dio does is Dio being Dio. And after you learn everything there is about him, so far at least, it all lines up kind of. The only time I felt a disconnect in the writing from what I've been accustomed to in Virtue's Last Reward was on that leftmost flow when Sigma and Phi were like, let's just wait here.
Yeah, but there's also a difference in hating a character or hating a...
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I hate Dio less as a product because he is well written. I love to hate him. He is rounded. He makes sense. I don't like him, but it makes sense. Cowboy Bebop live action is not a product of skill or love. It's Cowboy Bebop live action. So I would rather spend the next, 3 months playing video games that only have Dio as the characters, as long as they're written this well.
It's a little bit sidetracked, but now that I also see kids in the comments, the more I think about it, the more I like Dio more than Quark, by the way. I don't know why, but a lot of things about Quark like annoy me.
With Dio, I know what I'm gonna get, you know?
Yeah, that too. Like, he's an asshole, but it's so okay.
Like, from the beginning, he was the character that is very easy to hate, and I think that's really his, so far, and mostly his only, thing. We need a villain character. You might not see it at first, but eventually you'll grow to hate him. I love to hate him and hate to love him. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. And then you have Quark, who is just weird. And Quark is the kind of weird that doesn't gel with me. Does that make sense? Because it's like, how old are you? I'm 20! Haha, that was just a joke.
I mean, that's not even the weirdest thing, but...
So, how old are you?
You're not supposed to learn that yet.
Hey Quark, what's that thing on your head? Hey Quark, who,
It's a head!
What do we actually know about Quark?
Besides
he got
his
adopted by
background
Tenmi Yuji and he grew up with him.
Well, that's not really my problem, I just find him a bit annoying.
We know nothing about Quark, there still has to be something. Quark Seeker's gonna be wild, I think. Yes,
he's gonna be a secret lefty somehow.
There has to be something. I don't imagine that we get all of these characters who have all of these levels and layers to them. And then Quark is just there. Quark. You know, he's just the random character that got dragged into this for some reason. There has to be more. I don't see that ending any other way.
Yeah.
And I don't think I will like what's gonna happen. Jack doesn't know what hats are.
I'm actually gonna be really disappointed if it turns out there's nothing about Quark. There's no big reveal. He's not a lefty. He's just this kid that got dragged into this situation.
I need to talk about something. Final Fantasy XII.
Also, you know, the spoiler tag has no point if you're not gonna still say spoilers. Especially for people who listen. This is the whole thing why I was against the spoiler tag thing, by the way. They don't hear it. If I'm standing in the kitchen and I'm listening, I don't see the spoiler tag.
You might have noticed that when I pressed this, I said I need to talk about Final Fantasy XII.
No, you say that I need to talk about something.
Yes, Final Fantasy XII.
That doesn't say anything about spoilers to me.
This is an audiovisual medium. Anyway, Final Fantasy fucking 12.
Spoilers?
Yes, thank you. If you want to go for Final Fantasy XII unspoiled, you've been warned.
That is not enough warning.
In Final Fantasy XII, I don't think you ever played it.
No. I never played any of them.
The main player character is, how do you pronounce his name? Vaan, V-A-A-N, Vaan.
Vaan?
Yeah.
Oh.
And Vaan is a street urchin. Okay. He lives, he's an orphan, I think, I forgot. Is that the one with the Moogles or bunnies? No, but it's the one with the sexy bunny ladies, the Viera. Yes. I mean, they're not Moogles, but yes. Moogles are still in that. So Vaan is this like, he's basically Aladdin. Alright, without like giving you the whole spiel. He's basically Aladdin.
Okay, I can imagine it.
And in the intro to the game, he gets dragged into the plot of the game. Okay?
Yeah. So he's been innocent bystander, wrong place, wrong time.
Kind of,
or
yes.
Wrong time, wrong
basically.
place.
And he never becomes the main character. All the important stuff happens to the other members of the party and he's just there. There's this grand epic story unfolding and Vaan is like, yeah, I'm the main character. Like, for years...
But is he really?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, he actually is.
And for years, people were making up this headcanon that was it's like with Star Wars. It was a deliberate choice. You know, we get to be Vaan. Like, it's like the player witnessing the story of these characters unfold on the screen, but instead of just it being on the screen, like Vaan is the player. We get to be the person who gets to be the person to watch all of this. And at some point they actually had
literally like the character, the player character.
They had an interview with the people who made the game and they were like, okay, so at some point, like in a documentary they mentioned this, originally another character was supposed to be the main guy. And he actually has agency in the story. Okay? Mm-hmm. But they decided to make Vaan the character. And they ask him, so you did this for all of these deep reasons, right? And they're like, no, we just did it. We just decided to. So
I mean, that's enough of a reason, isn't it?
And now I'm so mad about Final Fantasy XII that I forgot why I was bringing this up. Why are we talking about this?
I know, you suddenly went like, I want to talk about Final Fantasy XII after speaking about Corp. I'm guessing kid, and then you went like, oh, here's another kid.
Now I was thinking of bad writing.
Like all kids are the same.
I hope at some point I'll consider this a tangent about something completely unrelated until I remember what got me triggered about this again. I will remember it at some point.
There was a Final Fantasy that you played like years ago where I was watching
12.
along for the story.
That was 12.
Oh, that was 12?
Yes.
Oh, then I have seen...
Yeah, do you ever remember the main character doing anything?
I don't remember anything, honestly.
It's fine. Even the worst thing about 12, imagine a save point mimic after a fucking boss fight. Yeah, they made a lot of weird choices. Oh, the possibility of poorly fleshed out Quark.
It's the best point to say.
Thank you. Thank you. You... One brain cell. See? Like, I got the madness, the rage, and you still have the sensibility of remembering the point. Yes, thank you. So, the idea of having a character be part of a plot and technically having nothing to do with a plot, it's just a bad moment in time kind of thing. I hate it. It doesn't like tickle that part of my brain that makes the story make sense for me. Like, it's realistic in a way, but it is so rarely done well in my experience. And thank you, now that I remember why I was ranting about all of this. One of the worst examples in mainstream for me is Vaan in Final Fantasy XII. Because from my memory of the game, he never gets a reason to be there. Like, everything he did could have just been as easily given to another character in the story and it would have worked just as well.
So basically you're salty that you weren't the main character in the game.
I'm salty about it felt like shoehorning in a character that didn't need to exist. that doesn't have any point in the story ultimately, but that you still need to deal with. And if Quark is just gonna be like this random kid that got dragged in there because Tenmyuji was looking after him, then I don't know. At the very least though, I would argue Quark has already done more for the plot of Virtue's Last Reward than Van did for all of Final Fantasy XII.
Yeah, but is that really all that Quark gonna turn out to be?
I think that's gonna be
device to advance the plot. I mean, the
a
main
MacGuffin
thing
to learn more about Tenmyuji.
The main thing about Quark is that he's missing. That's like his.
Most of the
that's
time.
like his stitch
Yes.
at the moment.
His stitch.
It's his thing.
His
His
shtick.
His shtick.
That's his stitch. He has been hurt and he has a little wound. He needs stitches.
Well, he could, yeah. I mean,
Ten
he did
mentioned-
get shot
He got shot.
with like a shot.
He got an injection.
Oh yeah, I call it a shot. It's like a flu shot.
He got a shot, not he got shot. He got shot implies guns and bullets. He got a shot implies
different kind
vaccinate.
of shot. Different kind of shot.
That one letter makes all the difference.
I'm still hoping Quark is gonna be like this secret lefty. There has to be, but I'm gonna be really disappointed if this is all there is to Quark.
Quark being another Myrmidon, another clone of Left, would be so easy to write in, I would say. You could just go with, okay, Free the Soul, the Myrmidons, like actually had like their feelers everywhere. They knew things. So they didn't just put all of their eggs in one basket. They didn't just send Dio on this mission to do the thing. No, they also made it so that the person who would later become Tenmyuji would adopt one of them. So they infiltrate that way as well.
Yeah, it could be that they already had some kind of feeling Akane might have been involved. They planted this kid with Tenmyuji knowing that he's searching for her just
and
in
he's
case they
like a
find
sleeper
her.
agent. Like he doesn't even know he's part of it, but at some point they're gonna go like...
I'm kinda hoping that, yeah.
I don't know. What would be a good sleeper agent password?
I don't know, potato.
Right. And then he goes, left. Myrmidons, right, I need to kill everybody.
Dio would have recognized him somehow, but he still could have. We do not know. That something happened in that AB room when they were first in there together.
Or maybe he didn't bring him up, or didn't bring up that he realizes that he's another clone of Left, because that would give it away. And I mean, Dio likes ranting and raving about how great he is and how great his cause is, but would he go out of his way to rat another one out when he doesn't need to? I think that's a likely scenario, that Quark is gonna turn out to be another Myrmidon, essentially.
I'm hoping it.
And he stole the Excalibur specifically to save Quark too. I mean...
Dio?
Yeah, Dio stole that stuff. And then used it as a gamble for us.
Yeah, but he didn't steal it just for Quark. There was no need for that.
Yes, Quark was the one who was infected.
Yeah, but he didn't steal it to save Quark.
He used it as a bargaining chip.
Yeah. So for his own good.
We don't know if he would have actually still given it to the rest of the group when he left.
Oh, like that. Yeah, I thought
we
it
only
was like
see the story from Sigma's point of view, where he always fights him for it.
Yeah, I read it as Dio stole it to save Quark, but that's not the impression I got at all.
I mean, that doesn't seem to be his first priority, but
it also doesn't seem to be his second priority.
Yeah, low-key maybe. So who's Fi? I have no... If we're going with clones, she's gonna be a clone of Akane. I don't know.
If she's a clone, she would look more like her. She doesn't even look like her with short hair.
Not necessarily.
If you're cloning someone, wouldn't the appearance also match well? I mean, isn't that part of your DNA and stuff?
Maybe she's like a child.
But we have seen Akane as a child.
And?
She did not look like that. Even if you cut her hair, she did not look like that.
I don't mean 100% genetically identical clone. I mean like a child. You know, a child usually has DNA from the mother and the father. 2 people, at least. So.
Well, it could be.
Just because Akane never had a child with Tenmyuji, Junpei I guess, doesn't mean she might not have had one with Zero. Like I'm feeling that there was some feelings between, like from her towards Junpei, but clearly that never worked out. Because, you know, he never found her.
Yeah, because she didn't want to be found.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure she knew he was looking for her.
Probably. I mean, we don't know exactly how much time she spent with Zero setting all of us up.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Still, just because she didn't get to be with a guy doesn't mean she was never with anybody. You know?
Well, 5 will still have a bigger story. I mean, she has been going after
Maybe
Io.
Phi is like a gender-swapped version of Sigma and K, you know? Another clone, but like that. And if we're going with like, we're making like a yin-yang kind of thing. Sigma is a guy, he has black hair. Phi is a girl, she has white hair.
That seems kind of...
That's literally the 2 colors in the yin-yang.
Yeah, I know, but that seems kind of far-fetched, but then again...
Really?
I say that quite often, and then it's like, oh look, aliens, oh look.
I'm just saying
Alien
things.
fish with wings, sure, bring it.
I'm just saying things. Who do you think is Zero? Sigma. Sigma from the future.
We already kind of confirmed who Zero is, huh?
No. Not really.
Kinda.
No, we haven't.
Slightly.
I just keep saying that that's how it's gonna turn out because that's how I want it to turn out.
Well, we kind of have it confirmed that we have the clone, we're based on him.
Also, if I turn my head because of how the lighting works in here and with a green screen effect, it looks like part of my head is missing.
Oh yeah, the lights
Press
from
A.
the screen
I
go
didn't even
into
start the game yet. But, talking about things, Tifa. It's time for the recap.
Last time we played Rich's Last Reward on My Favorite Letter is X. We actually went through the white chromatic doors into the cube room together with Phi and Tenmyuji.
The dream team.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, more like
all the main
Dream,
characters
Siggy,
that are left.
No one else really did something. I thought I would really hate that room, but honestly I had quite a bit of fun in there, I have to say. Like, that room was much better than I expected. We managed to solve all the puzzles in there, and just when we were about to go out, this hologram thingy activated again, and this time Akane appeared, who wants to talk to us.
And with parts that Tifa are skipping, first of all, the room is called, or was called, Q. Which, as Tenmyuji himself pointed out, seems to be like a
Didn't
throwback.
I say Q room?
Which Tifa did not mention seems to be a throwback to the previous Nonary game with a whole seek a door with a number 9 on it, which then turned out to be not a 9 but a Q. Plus, this was like the boss rush gauntlet kind of thing, because the Q room was like a best of from previous puzzles, from other escape rooms that we had not been in this particular flow. We had to do a dice puzzle, we had to play with darts again, we had to do some shape stuff.
I like how you're shaming me, but we've never done the actual details of an escape room in the recap.
Because they didn't
so
matter
now I
much.
finally had a super short but perfect recap, and you're like, oh no.
Tifa, I can tell you from experience, you might not have been told this in your life before. Size matters.
No, not in this case.
Yes, it does. There are recaps that are just too small, I'm sorry.
So we saved right in front of the Akane hologram, which is kind of the same as Termite Man back then, and hopefully we're gonna get some answers, and I'm guessing we will only learn about the facility and how it started and why it's there. And maybe about the Dio bit as well.
I would love it if somehow... I mean, do you think when she recorded the message for this hologram that she knew Tenmyuji was going to be in the room?
I would say yes.
So do you think she's actually going to say stuff to Tenmyuji?
Not straight. If she's gonna say anything, it's gonna be something that only Tenmyuji would understand, maybe.
Yeah, and potentially us, who have spent extensive amounts of time with Tenmyuji in the previous game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's obvious, but like none of the characters will probably pick up on it, but I think she might just ignore Tenmyuji.
Oh, that would be rough.
Be like
he finally gets to see her again, and I mean, even just through this hologram thing, and then he doesn't even get any...
The emotional distance thing. I mean, Akane has been kinda cold in all of the shots we've seen. And I'm not just talking about the body in the infirmary. Too soon? Oh, sorry.
That was more painful than my log joke.
Sorry, too soon. Too soon.
Yeah. No.
Also, excuse me.
No,
your log joke was so much worse. Like, there hasn't been anything yet that is worse than your log. Okay.
One last thing, technically not part of recap, but anyway, I was thinking yesterday. That was a good one, Tifa.
Cheers.
I'm glad you liked it. I didn't hate it, I just still salty about my log joke not hitting.
Maybe you should have had an X.
What?
Log joke. Logs. Hitting.
X.
You need an X. You can't just hit it with your fist.
I did not anticipate that quick thinking from you.
That was a good one.
Yeah, sorry. I know you're capable of many things, but that one hit me and I did not expect it. Okay, yeah, no, I was thinking eggs. I was like, egg.
My favorite letter is X.
So is Clover in 999, actually. A different story. Anyway, I was thinking yesterday, completely random. Junpei, after the end of 999, was trying to find Akane. But ultimately, do you think they would have had any sense of a chance for a regular life together? Because Akane at the end of 999 has become this like interdimensional being, potentially, because she existed at two different points in time somehow, which was never explained. While the delivery guy is...
Here's the package. Good
now
timing.
I can't tell you the rest of my point. Anyway, I think she saw too much and couldn't just handle a normal life.
Well, you can still tell your point. I mean, people can hear you. But I'm gonna guess, did he? Oh, he actually did mute himself, so now you can't hear him anymore. I actually ordered like this Pokemon Go catcher, what's it called? The Plus Plus. Like, don't even ask me who thought of the name Plus Plus. I'm gonna try it out, see if it's any good. But yeah, that's a bit late. But I honestly should I already go into that.
You said the H word. I heard you say the H word. Hello everybody from the mail delivery person. I'm returning! Mozart doorbell. I couldn't even tell you. I don't know.
Are you still muted?
No, I'm not. I shouldn't be. No.
No, you're not. But I couldn't see through the glass of water.
Yeah. Anyway, yes. I think it's like at the end of Lord of the Rings, where somebody who has been through all of this and survived all of that, and in her case was behind it at the same time. Can you just go back to living a normal life? You know?
I don't think anyone who has gone through that experience will really be able to go back to a normal life regardless.
Somebody needs to make a video game about you playing a therapist for video game characters. I think that could be super awesome. I mean, it would be... You could either play it for laughs, or you could play it respectful and actually like use it as a vehicle to teach people about the work that psychotherapists do.
But then why in this setting?
Not in this setting necessarily, I mean in
no,
general.
I mean with like, if you have a game about a therapist helping video game characters. Why video game characters? To like lure
because
people.
Of the situation. Yes, that's like the sales gimmick. But like, I mean, imagine having this plumber guy come in. He's like, "I have stomped 1,000 turtles, and I do not know why." It's like, well, mushroom addiction, I guess.
I have a hard time seeing how that game would work out. Like, if you give advice, do they actually follow it? Do you get to see them deteriorate?
That's the epilogue. You go through the sessions with all of these characters. You have like 4, 5, 6 sessions with all of them, and then you move on to the next patient. And then at the end, in the credits, the epilogue, you get to see how your advice impacted them.
That could go dark really fast.
Like Mario breaks up with Peach because he realized he was in a toxic relationship because she actually went with Koopa every time. You know? It was just this really toxic thing. I mean, Snake did too. Snake and Clover had, well, not the most normal life, but they tried until they got dragged into this. I mean, at least Clover did.
Yeah, I mean, the situation they now chose for wasn't exactly normal after.
Yeah, it's true. Warrior, you need to find that real worth comes from within. Being rich won't make people like you or improve your life. And then he eats a whole clove of garlic and just tackles you out of the room. Like in the classic games. Ready?
I'm ready.
Ready? Ready?
Go for it.
Do it.
Let's you go.
Do it.
Mario. Perfect timing to start, isn't it? Great.
Also,
Isn't this the best saving moment?
I hate to be the one to do this, but Akane old lady has a resting Metapod face.
Well, you can draw that in the other one.
And I already said Metapod, so it has to be green. Wait. Akane used Harden. I think she did. Actually, more like Kakuna.
I could make another really bad body joke, but I'll refrain.
Please, no. I know exactly what you were thinking. No.
But isn't that?
No.
Come on. That's one of the first things that you will start thinking of.
No, Tifa. Her heart became harder to the fence rose sharply. Yes, her heart.
That's absolutely what I was gonna say.
And then you have...
This kind of looks like a creepy mask at the moment.
I'm somehow making nightmare fuel. I wasn't planning to, but... This is what
it's kind of like a bad lemon.
This is what my sleep paralysis demon looks like.
Okay, so we have the really cute, like happy stuff kind of slide. Why is...
Stop.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
pressing.
let me fix it. No,
There.
Tifa.
I didn't fix it. That usually
Tifa,
fixes it.
I love you, but please, please, you did that amazing axe joke earlier. Don't shoot all your ammunition this early.
It.
Yeah, there.
Alright. But we have like this super cute page, which is adorable.
Ten Meowji is not cute.
Like all happy stuff. Ten Meowji is adorable.
Is not cute.
He's adorable.
Ten Meowji looks like he wants to steal your...
And then you have
your
this.
life. Yes.
So this is like the nightmare page.
Akakuna. It turned into some drug dealer seat-up. Yeah, a little bit.
Like there's something...
It's a thing.
So there, now the page is clean. Oh, no!
Wow.
Oh, I wanted to get rid of the top there.
Wow.
There. Perfect.
Now she needs to use Harden again. Anyway, let's have this conversation, I guess.
Alright, you ready?
You're...
Akane.
How did you know?
Are we now going to talk about the fact that you always knew?
Her name is Akane Kurashiki. They've been looking for her for a very long time.
That's from the 10 Mewtwo ending?
He walked toward her. Slowly, carefully, almost as if he was afraid of scaring her away, he reached out.
She's a hologram.
Why like that? Why didn't he do the adorable, like, I'm seeing a ghost thing where he goes like...
To the face.
Or like, if you don't want to go there, like maybe try to touch her shoulder, but...
Wait, are you real?
Are you real? Let me do the Mortal Kombat thing where I try to rip out your spine. Tenmyuji squeezed his eyes shut.
Akane.
I feel bad for him. Weird hand motion or not. He closed his hand around empty air and let it fall to his side. There was a moment of sad silence and then she began to speak.
I see you finally arrived. I've been waiting for you. Well, I suppose that's slightly inaccurate. What you see now is a holographic message I recorded before you came here.
Please tell me she can't.
Unfortunately, this means I will not be able to answer your questions, at least not directly.
Well, she could now go... Luna can answer them.
I am so hoping that when they planned all of this, when she made that message, she knew or expected Tenmyuji to be in the room and she addresses him. Give this man closure. He deserves it.
So far, she's ignoring it.
I hope you will understand. Now, where to begin? You probably have a great many questions.
Why do we need to do this while staring into like the corner of a room up there?
Also, I feel like here we shouldn't have had a picture of the actual flesh and blood's Akane, but the hologram. I mean, we're speaking to the hologram.
Stop nitpicking, that's my job.
Fine.
What day is it?
Wednesday.
December 28th,
Where are we?
Nevada.
Who is Zero? And what does he have to do with Akane Kurashiki?
Yes, all of these things.
But I imagine there is one question that rises above all the others. Why were we brought here? The answer to that is simple.
It's our breathable hips.
You have limited amounts of time. You get to record one message. And you spend so much time asking rhetorical questions. Like, she didn't age well. No, she's been through some shit. Like, she doesn't look like she's had the happiest life after we last, you know?
I'm just saying.
Everything that has happened here is part of our plan. All of this was required for the success of the AB project.
And now she's gonna say what it is.
I assume you heard the name by now, at least. In any event, you are all needed in order to execute our plan. The Nonary Game was necessary for the same reason. Your question now, I imagine, is just what is this AB project?
She's repeating a lot of questions, but she's not answering any of them so far.
Akane went to the same school of speech that I have gone to, where you cannot just say a thing. You need to make it a story.
Yes.
And you need way too many words to get to the point. She looks like she's contracted Radical 12. Maybe. You good?
I'm good.
The answer to that is also simple. Allow me to explain.
Thank you, thank you.
We created the AB project for one purpose: to transport the consciousnesses of two people into the past. Those two people are you, Sigma, and you, Phi.
For what purpose? What do you mean, the past? Also, really quick, that gives credence to what I said earlier, that Phi is like a second half to Sigma.
Yeah, but if we are cloned, then Phi somehow has to be as well, because we're...
Okay, so...
Otherwise we're cloned and somehow connected to a actual
I'm gonna write this down. Phi is the daughter of Akane in the sense that her genetic makeup, I don't know the right term, is based on Akane's, but modified. Because they also had to give her whatever, like genes or whatever you need to be able to do this time travel thing. So Phi is Akane's daughter. I'm showing you that I'm doing this thing because in like 2 hours potentially we're gonna get the reveal. I'm gonna
now
be
he
right.
can go both ways. He
And
can
then-
go like, oh, biological daughter, but I said
And then
daughter.
Tifa is gonna go, oh, she's her actual daughter. And something like that.
But the reason has to be to find a cure.
The moment the words were out of my mouth, I realized no one there could answer the question. Not Phi, not Tenmuji, and certainly not a pre-recorded hologram.
Have you figured out what this room is? I assume you saw the Q on the door. It stands for quantum.
Isn't that what I said last time?
No. You said actually you did. You said quantum physics something.
Quantum state.
You said something with quantum, yeah.
I feel like I was right.
That makes this the quantum room.
It took me a moment to realize she'd changed subjects without even pausing. There was nothing we could do, of course, but I still felt a twinge of frustration.
Yeah, don't worry, I get it.
Most people have it when they talk to me.
At the rear of the room. Do you see that large enclosure? That houses our quantum computer. The systems that control this entire facility run on that machine. That includes the construct you refer to as Zero Junior, as well as the golems. All of them do their thinking in that box. Isn't
Okay.
that strange, though?
No, it's a
Contrary to how we perceive the world.
It's a computer. What are you talking about, lady?
We don't know computers in this time. I'm just saying.
Are you guys gonna play Zero Time Dilemma? I assume not immediately after this, but some people just completely ignored it because of the bad reviews. I love it. At some point, most likely, yes.
We were planning on checking it out, but like you said, not immediately after this.
Yeah.
But the plan is to like circle back to it.
Yeah. It's in the cards. It's Zero Junior. Why are we so confused about what a computer looks like?
Because she's making it confusing.
Yeah.
She has such little time and then she goes into this. It's like with Termite Man, like, oh, I have no time, but I'm gonna talk about all of these random things and I'm gonna make 6 lines about something I could set in 1 line, like Jack does.
Yes. Jack confirmed to be Akane.
The body, the thing that you see and interact with, is somewhere else.
We're having the conversation again, where the mind that makes decisions is not part of the body. Remember? We had the conversation with Lotus, we had a repeat of that with our Golem friend, and now we're having it again. This has to be about the player character being in charge. It has to be that.
But the mind and all its thoughts are in this box. Perhaps it isn't so strange, though. Perhaps humans are the same, with our minds and thoughts existing separate from our bodies. Our core intelligence and act according to individual wills. That makes communication difficult, though. So, we're forced to rely on inefficient mediums like language, photographs, non-verbal cues, etc. to transmit information.
See, so this is why we sometimes flub our words and are bad at explaining things.
You really think that's what she's talking about?
No, I'm just using this to say that it's not our fault, it's because language is inefficient.
No, that is absolutely true. I'm late. You're never late, Montanard.
Exactly.
Happy Wednesday.
In a quantum state, you are just on time for this. Hello, Montanard. Happy Wednesday. How are you doing? Also, Snowy, that makes me happy. Your timeline was definitely meant to be more akin to a horror comedy as opposed to the other games, but I've learned to appreciate it a lot. Okay. I don't see how that works together, but alright.
I'm willing to give it a shot. I mean, I've also heard that this one was worse than the first one. Doesn't really feel like it, so...
Just wait until all my predictions come true. You're gonna hate it.
Each one of us is an individual, and we have no direct connection to anyone else. But is that really true? In the dimensions we are most familiar with, yes, it is. If we look at things from another higher dimension, however, we may all be connected after all, like the branches of a tree.
So she's saying that humanity, or life potentially in general, has like a... I want to say hive mind, but that sounds negative. Like a shared consciousness somehow. Okay. That exists in a different dimension. The morphogenetic field. Maybe.
It still feels kind of random where we're going.
Do I need a VPN for my mind now? It's too late, your mind's technically never been yours. It's always been part of the greater over-soul, over-mind.
The greater Ekyolk.
That makes sense.
It does.
See, when we say we share one brain cell, it's the brain cell. It's not just any random one. You've been mind-hacked. Exactly.
Also, Matanards, enjoy your lunch.
Yes, please. Over here it's pretty damn cold by now, so enjoy the autumn air while you can.
We might actually get the snow this week.
Yeah, that's true.
That's quite shocking already.
You don't want my mind to be part of anything, trust me. See, that's where I don't agree, because you've been with us for one. I quite enjoy that part of your mind at least, so...
You're already part of ours.
Exactly. You are already here.
Also, usually that would be my mind.
Connected
my line.
brain cell. What?
I said usually that would be my line.
You don't want my mind to be a part of anything?
Yeah, my mind to be a part of something. Like,
You
can you
just say
handle
that-
connecting to my mind?
You just say that to get out of things. Like out of meetings and stuff. That's not the same. That's not the thing we're talking about. Oh, thanks guys. Oh, you're welcome.
Love.
Love. Also, rain.
That? What comes after brain? Hive.
Cell.
Hive. Oh, cell.
Brain hive. Yes. Yes.
That's the first thing that came to mind.
The commonly known concept, brain hive.
we're not really there yet.
We managed the cute part. I think
that's already like half the work.
I think that's like 90%. Jack still had the brain cell.
Yeah,
Wait.
you were supposed to transfer it to me.
Okay. Brain.
Cell.
Don't know if the camera picked up and it was vibrating my head.
There you have it.
Whoever app said it was gonna rain here all day today. Turns out they were entirely wrong. Nice.
As long as the forecast is supposed to be bad and they're wrong, it's
Yes.
I don't mind.
The other way around sucks way more.
Yeah, like, oh, it's gonna be sunny all day, and then you go out not taking an umbrella and suddenly rain.
And suddenly it's Omori all day. So, like the branches of a tree, huh?
Or a rhizome.
What's a rhizome? Ow! Wait, what?
That was the name on that map we found that was never talked about again.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure that was
Yes.
on the map? I'm gonna look at
We
this
don't
map.
have that anymore.
No?
If anything, it's in the archive, I think.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. That would be a file, no?
I keep being worried when I'm gonna hit the microphone. If anything, it's near the beginning, I think.
Are these really in order? Because
I guess no.
world map? No.
Give me this. Give me this. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Secret, maybe. Oh no, secret was the golden file.
Oh, remember being mad about babies? I remember.
I think we might
Where did these
not
two go?
have it in there. Maybe we just don't have it.
That's weird. In secret?
No,
No,
these
those are
were
the-
the golden thingies, so
Yeah. Oh well.
it's fine.
Favorite writers Cloudy with a Chance of Newport. I didn't like that movie.
It
Didn't
was
do-
alright. It was kind of cute.
It wasn't bad, but didn't do anything for me. I think a rhizome is a part of a protein synthesis of our cells. Okay.
Well, that doesn't tell me anything.
What are they used for? Because if they used for like finding cures for viruses, there's the connection with radical 6. And if it's a part of, I don't know how the body is made up, then maybe it's a part of a cloning process.
Why do I think if we press A, she might actually say it?
It's too easy.
Even
Dark
though she's
Lord,
kind of running around.
enjoy your breakfast, please.
What he said, kind of running around topics right now.
Reminds me of myself. Let's go.
Imagine a horizontal cross-section of the root system of a large tree.
Okay, I'm trying.
I'd rather
here.
not. but-
I'm trying, but it's not working. How would you? Can you draw this?
Yes.
Okay, draw this for me because I have a hard time imagining this. How about we meet under the lemon tree? So this is the tree, or what is this?
There. That's
Is this
the
a squid?
Cross? No.
A jellyfish.
This is a tree.
Oh, it's a tree.
It-
Okay.
It looks. It looks like the flattest brain ever. Anyway, this is a tree.
Yeah.
These are the roots down here.
I was gonna say that's not a root.
It looks like a messed up broccoli. Like if I see this in the store, I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Then this is the cross section, which also looks a little bit like where ants and termites live in, no?
No. Well, yeah. Okay, yeah.
A rhizome is a part of a reticulum that reads RNA and transfer to the nucleus.
Oh, of course. Why didn't I
Cloning.
think of that?
Cloning, that's gonna be the thing.
Sure.
It looks like some kind of dick line. Not what I had in mind. Sorry, I guess I needed to blur my drawing then. Okay, let's do this.
Good thing we have an adulting on stream at the moment, mainly because of the game, but you know, it works.
Yes. Hate it when I accidentally draw a
You can
penis.
see are the spots where the roots intersect the plane of your cross-section.
Oh wait, I did it wrong. I did vertical. She was talking horizontal. That horizontal.
Also, I don't know what it is. Maybe I just had a long day at work, but everything she's saying is going in and out. Like
She's
nothing she says is sticking.
Imagine you're looking at. Imagine you cut a tree off at the very base of the trunk.
Yeah, but it's not just this. It's like everything she's saying. I have a hard time actually listening to her.
Imagine you're cutting off a tree at like the lowest point. And now you have only the roots.
Yeah, I get this thing now.
Okay.
I get it. I'm just saying that all she's saying, everything she's saying is going in and out.
Well, I think the idea is going to be that if you look at it like this, if you see only this part of the roots, then these look like they're individual points, right? But if you change your perspective, the dimension, because this is two-dimensional, but if you take it three-dimensional, you see it from the side, you realize that all of these actually form the roots and they're connected.
But that's not what I'm saying.
That's what she's gonna say in a moment.
In the two dimensions you see, the roots all appear to be individual things with no connection to one another.
Is that not exactly what I just said?
No, that's kind of what you said.
Akane mind.
The Akka hive.
I guess. Brain hive.
This isn't the case. If you expand your
Hey, yeah, it's that root.
root system in 3 dimensions instead of only 2, you see the truth.
I even said the dimensions thing.
We literally had this colored root in the
Yes, rainbow
thingy.
root.
But yeah, you said exactly this, basically.
All the roots join together at the trunk. In 2 dimensions, they appear to be separate. But if you look at the roots from a 3rd higher dimension, you see things that might appear to be separate from one another in 3 dimensions could be connected to one another if you look at them in 4 dimensions.
So basically we're trying to use causality to our advantage. You know, one thing affects another.
That
Everything
seems
is
to be the
connected
case.
in a sense.
That's why they set all of this stuff up.
Also, if we can travel back in time, does that require us to already have been born there, or can we literally travel in time? We will see.
You can just travel, I think.
Doesn't that at least seem like it could be a possibility?
For what? A possibility for what?
That is how human consciousness actually works. Well,
Oh.
I'm not the only one, I suppose. Zero and I share that belief.
Morphogenetic field theory.
So the morphogenetic field isn't just a connection between 2 people, it's actually the collective minds of every human. It's just that some people can access it and some people don't.
That's what I'm getting from it as well, yeah.
You're gaming the system, man, apparently. Then Miyuji mumbled something that sounded like nonsense. I opened my mouth to ask him what it meant, but Akane was already talking good.
Now, when I talk about a 4th dimension, I'm referring to the 4th dimension used in Minkowski space-time.
Who do what now?
Writing more things.
Let's start with a single dimension, where all that exists is a point. Connect points to one another, and you have a line. In 1 dimension, the only surface you can create is that, a line. But move to 2 dimensions and create more lines, and you can create shapes. These are 2-dimensional surfaces. Move up to 3 dimensions, and you can connect these shapes to one another and form 3-dimensional objects.
Here we go. If this game can explain the concept of a 4th dimension to me in a way that I understand it, I will be so happy. Like, my mind was never able to grasp this.
Well, let's see.
Now you have a 3-dimensional surface, which encompasses a volume of space. Connect 3-dimensional objects to one another, and you formed a 4-dimensional object, which encompasses a volume of both space and time.
Okay, wait, so 4th dimension is time.
That seems to be the only thing that got added.
Because my mind breaks here, because if you connect 2 3-dimensional objects, you've got the combination of 2 3-dimensional objects. You know?
Like it all logically adds to one another,
Like-
but now all of a sudden...
One fist, another fist, both three-dimensional. Boom, fourth dimension.
It is on that fourth dimensional axis that our minds are connected. If that was true, then what would prevent anyone from sending their consciousness backward or forward in time?
But you're not even going backwards or forward in time. You are crossing the dimension and then you pick a time. Because if we keep seeing what other Sigmas, for example, are doing or seeing, that
Yes.
means we went to a different dimension, then picked the time where we wanted to check,
Yes.
connect to that dimension, Sigma, collect the information, and then jump back.
That's what we've been using it for effectively in this game, but ultimately, I'm guessing the idea is to enable the time travel of information. Or consciousness in this case. How are we gonna just pseudoscience this and just assume that consciousness and information are the same thing? Because my understanding of biology is that the reason why you can remember things as a human is because your brain saved that data somewhere in your body. Like you see something and then your brain goes, oh, I might need to recall this at some point, let's save it. And
No, my brain doesn't want to recall a lot of things.
sometimes the button is broken. No, but if then your consciousness can travel, yeah? How do you retain information? Because
Now you're going too far.
you then are in the body of another version of yourself, but with a different brain.
You just expand your it's not like your whole body travels along. It's still there. It's still connected to the consciousness that is going far and wide. Then it comes back with the information and then you store it.
Also, this is, besides
That's
the fact
how
that
I would
I
see
still
it.
don't understand this, but that's cool, I can just accept that. This doesn't explain the lateral movement in the time travel. Because throughout this game, we haven't time traveled.
True.
We have,
Dimension traveled.
we've traveled to different realities. If it was just to go back to, oh wait,
Well, they
maybe
probably just call it the same thing.
maybe that's a flaw of the game design, because the flow chart allows us to pick any point of the story we've already experienced.
In that
Correct.
regard, it's time.
So if it was
Jumping.
actually traveling back in time and forward in time, the game designers would have made it so that you need to literally replay the entire game and just make different choices. But that wouldn't allow you to then just select the flowchart and go somewhere else.
I think you're just supposed to go with it.
Okay. It's pseudoscience in-game and
Is the
IRL.
foundation of the AB project. The A represents after, and the B represents before.
The after-before project. We need marketing people to work on this. AB project sounds cooler than after-before.
Well, that's why they went with it.
It probably sounds silly to you.
Yes.
They didn't go with, oh, the after before door room has been opened or something.
Yeah, they knew why.
That's why they went with this.
But you also cannot reverse it, because when in English it's be a game. And that sounds like this be a game.
Well, I don't think they really cared about that.
I mean, they nailed this part. It does sound kind of silly, but yes.
A ridiculous story made up by a bad old woman. But look at what's happened to you. You've seen many different worlds and timelines, haven't you, Sigma? And what about you, Phi? I know you have too. Am I wrong? Tenmyoji should know what I'm talking about as well.
Thank you.
She actually at least
Thank you.
mentions him. This is kind of worse. It's like, oh, I know this dude. He can tell you, but...
If she doesn't give him like a personal message before the hologram ends?
I believe you experienced something very similar nearly half a century ago. You sent your consciousness to the past to help save a little girl's life.
It's been 50 years. Roughly. That means we've been frozen waiting for this game to start for like 40-something years? They mentioned in the Clover route, in the Clover ending, how much time has passed.
Yeah. Well, Clover and stuff have been frozen. Because Clover is still the same.
Yes, all of us, well, I would imagine most of us have been frozen except for like Ten Miyuji because he actually aged up.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, but perhaps you still remember.
There's your
Of course
personal
I do.
message.
How could I forget? That little girl was you, Akane.
But are we gonna get some explanation for what happens at the end of 999? Because which Akane...
You know, I don't think
Is
this is
around
the
then.
end.
Yeah, but this is the conversation for it, I would think.
I don't think this is the end conversation.
Suddenly it felt like Fine and I were outsiders trespassing on something we had no right to see. Then Yuji's face was torn with emotion as he looked into Akane's eyes. It seemed almost like she was looking back at him.
Now, unfortunately, my time is up. The final stage of the project will begin very soon. I need to go prepare. The next time we meet, I can tell you the rest of the story. So come and find me. I'll be waiting. One last thing. The cat in the box. Is it alive? Or is it dead? Sigma? Phi? You will decide its fate. Goodbye.
Wait,
So we now have a lot of explaining to do because the rest doesn't know anything about us jumping through time.
Are they gonna make Sigma and Phi travel back in time before the Nonary game to talk to the then alive Akane and Zero?
Why would they need to do that?
Because she just said we're gonna talk again.
Yeah, we're gonna find her probably in this thing again.
Nah, if we go all the way.
I don't think we can jump and then start interacting
Only one way to find
with
out.
someone. If anything, our Sigma or Phi already has to be there talking to
Like
them.
an anchor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you can just jump and go like, oh, I want to see what happened when they built the pyramids.
But then we still could. We could still talk to them. We just need to jump way back before the game, before we get abducted.
If there was a moment where they spoke, I think that could work.
If during the story we now learn where they are, we could go there. Technically.
But I don't want to believe it just works like, hey, I want to speak to this person, so
you
I'm
can't
just gonna...
materialize your body.
Yeah.
It's just your conscience. Yeah, so you need to have something to jump into, I guess.
Akane, wait!
That's kind of mean, it feels like.
Oh, Tenmyoji, I can almost see you. You don't need to worry. Everything is going to be okay. I will see you again one day. I promise. But I'm going to have to ask you to wait just a little longer.
The shitty thing is, I don't even know why I'm sort of crying up. Or tearing up.
Because it's sad, because we were Junpei in the previous game and we know how much he did to get her to safety, and then we later learned that he spent his entire life looking for her, and this is the moment they finally get to have together, and like I said, she did anticipate that he would be there, and she's talking to him, and he can't do shit about it.
I mean, yeah. Well, she's not even talking to him. She's
It's
just
like-
talking to herself.
It's like listening to a message you have from a person who died in your life.
Yeah.
And you play it again. I get that. But here's my prediction for what's gonna happen at the end of the story. We're gonna close the frickin' time loop. I need these two to have a happy end.
Well, she did say, I will see you again. That can imply different things. It could be like we will reunite after death, but it could also be once this whole situation is resolved, we will meet again in like a different timeline
Phi
where
and
everything
Sigma
is fixed.
will do something so that none of this ever needs to happen.
Well, it already happened. It's just not going to happen in a different timeline,
it
probably.
No. So
I don't think they can just go like, this timeline never existed.
yes, we're gonna go full Marvel here. Watch.
We're not just gonna wipe out the timeline. Evie, happy Wednesday. How are you doing?
It's having fun. Yes, we're talking maths, we're talking physics, we're talking pseudoscience. And Tifa doesn't want to accept that I'm gonna be right about all of this.
You can't just wipe out a world that is already happening. If anything, this is going to fix another world.
We have timeline, yes?
Yes.
We have Sigma being born. My handwriting is horrible, it's a mouse, deal with it.
I could understand the Sigma, but the horror after.
Are you shaming me right now? I feel shamed.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's a little bit better.
So, and this is the Nonary game, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Now, through the AB project, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Something happens. Something needs to be done.
Yeah.
Okay? Meaning, the Sigma in the true ending route is born, lives his life, does this, finishes the AB project, and in the timeline that is going to be changed, created, whatever you want to call it, let's say this was a
But that's what I'm
choice.
saying. It's a new timeline is created, but that doesn't mean the one that is currently going never existed. It's still a different flow. We're just making another end where none of this happened. But there is an actual timeline where this all happened. Can you wipe out a timeline? No and yes. Once you can't observe it anymore, the cat box is closed. I mean, yes, but it has still happened until this point, if anything. We're just making a new happy end, as you call it.
At best, here, at this point, there's going to be two people that remember all of this, and that's going to be Sigma and Phi.
That actually makes sense.
Because there will not be anybody left here.
We're just gonna create a new branch in one of the timelines. But this one will have happened. Just not in the other one.
Only in our memories. These two need a happy end, goddammit.
I do hope so for them.
Does that, if I'm right with that, does that mean Zero is like the most romantic person? Like this strange lady shows up at your door and goes, oh, we can do time travel, morphogenetic field, causality, conscience, travel, time, whatever. And he goes, you know what, I'm gonna make it so that you and the guy you fell in love with can live happily ever after.
If that was the whole reason behind it, that would be kind of romantic.
I don't think that's gonna be it. I think it's gonna be a bit bigger than this. Like,
it's gonna be the saving the world from Awesome 6.
Radicals. You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to the AB game. And it cost you everything. Yes.
Wait. Akane!
And then she was gone. Tenmyuji collapsed to his knees, his back hunched and shaking. I saw tears land on the white-knuckled fists he pressed against his thighs. I kept quiet. What was there to say? Finally, I looked at one another and nodded silently. With a shaking hand, Tenmyuji pulled a photograph out of his pocket. It was a picture of a girl. After all that we'd been through, her smile was enough to break your heart. The end. Zero's a big romantic. Look how interested he is in radical sex. Why do I think that's actually a thing in like a erotica fanfiction? Where they are in like this mirror timeline and the virus isn't radical sex killing people, it's radical sex.
I mean, it might actually exist.
That's
not gonna
a
be
genius
shocking.
idea for a porn parody.
You know what also is going to be a genius idea?
Not for a porn parody.
Taking a short break.
That's what we should be doing. Yes. BRB. We will
BRB.
see you again. Timeline stuff. In a moment. BRB.
We're back.
We are. And still no Katsu Tenmyuji.
I really wish
Unfortunately.
we would have seen that.
We need to vote that as another character in the next Mario game.
I'll
We've
take
had
it.
Katsu Mario. We made our way to the warehouse on floor A and met up with the others. It took only a few minutes to decide to head to the infirmary. It took minutes still to go, hey, Excalibur. As soon as we arrived, we began to treat Alice and Quark for Radical 6. I gave Luna the Excalibur that I'd found in the cure room. She quickly prepared it, and once again we're out of Excalibur.
Yeah.
Or maybe they made copies of it off screen.
No, they didn't.
Injected Alice and Quark.
Thank goodness. It will take some time for them to recover completely, but they should be fine. Good.
Indeed.
Thank you, Luna. And thanks for finding the medicine, you guys. Thank you so much.
Don't sweat it.
Did we already find the laboratory in this road?
I do not recall, but
Oh.
given that Sigma has the memories from almost every other timeline in this one, I would think so.
He doesn't have all their memories.
Well, this is the trending route, meaning you have seen everything else, so you could argue that he has, somehow.
Yeah, but if he doesn't remember them, there's no point.
Wow.
I have access to the entire internet, but I also don't remember everything I've seen on there.
That's on you. I mean, I do. Not.
No
Don't
need
sweat
to
it.
thank us.
Then Ryuji said nothing, just walked over to Quark's unconscious body. He took the small boy's hand in his own and held it tight. I could see tears at the corner of his eyes as he turned away from us. So, who's gonna tell him about the time travel stuff?
Do we want to make it more complicated?
Suddenly I remembered. Dio. Where'd he gone?
I first thought it's gonna be hard to explain it now that she threw it out of the room, but I kind of forgot we're still
He's gonna be in the
in the
freezer.
thingy.
He's gonna be in the treatment pod.
Oh, you think Dio is already... Oh yeah, wait, we knocked him out.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Then he had to go into the puzzle room, otherwise Kay couldn't have done it, but now I'm pretty sure they took a little detour past the treatment center.
Yeah, makes sense.
It didn't take me long to find him. Or maybe not.
Oh, there he is.
He was sprawled unconscious on the floor beneath a sink. Handcuffs?
Oh, we found those in the crew quarters. Before you returned, we went to check on the bomb in room 2, and we found them there. Of course, the bomb was indeed turned off. Thank you again for dealing with them.
You're
You
welcome.
are, quite literally, lifesavers. You have my eternal gratitude.
Eternal, huh? Across timelines?
Problem solved.
Mm-hmm. Maybe just forget him in there. I coughed awkwardly and looked pointedly around the room. I glanced over at Fi to see what she was doing. I glanced over at Fi to see that she was doing the same thing.
Are we gonna mention it or not?
And after that we headed back to the floor A warehouse to play the AB game. Specifically me, Fi, Kay and Luna. Clover and Tenmyuji decided to remain in the infirmary, just in case something happened with Alice, Quark or Dio. Luna would represent Clover's team. With Quark and Dio sleeping, Kay would represent their team by default. Which left me, Phi and Tenmyuji. You should vote.
No, I'll let you handle it. I chose Betray in the last round. You probably don't trust me right now.
Nah.
Like right now, there's no need.
Yes, we're good. Just keep pressing Ally and everybody can leave. Just don't be that asshole.
Someone's gonna be that asshole.
What? That doesn't matter now.
Excuse me. I apologize for interrupting, but I think you should be the one to vote in the next round fight.
Why?
You already have 9 BP. There's no reason for you to choose Betray now.
She could leave
What?
now if she wants.
Yes.
That's the thing. Even if why should she betray? She can leave now. Even if she picks betray, she gets more points. Then what?
Yeah. Nobody wins.
That's why he's saying might as well have Phi betray because there's no gain for her in betraying. She can literally leave right now. Why does she need to pick betray?
Why does she need to vote at all? Aren't we a pair with her?
Yeah, but that's why it's safe to trust her that she's gonna pick ally if she is going to vote, which she is willing to. She has no gain to betray.
Yes, but she also has no gain because we have infinite AB games ahead of us.
That's not the point.
Well, that's the point I'm making.
You see?
Hey, you're acting like I might actually try and betray her.
Not necessarily.
You, yes. Or us, yes.
I mean, I might, but...
What does it matter what he's suggesting? We're almost there. We just have to play the AB game 3 more times. Then we can all get 9 points. But that means each representative has to choose ally all 3 times.
Exactly.
3 times is nothing.
Just
though.
do it.
Oh.
Can we make it so that Dio doesn't have the points? That'd be nice.
We just leave him chained to the sink.
No. 10, 15, 9. Do you think there's anything in those numbers?
No, it's just
Yeah, fair enough.
point count up.
Okay, I'll vote. You sure you're alright with this, Sigma?
Yeah. I trust you. I handed her the star key.
Shall we open the doors?
Are we also not talking about the whole revelations kind of moment we all had with Tenmyuji just now?
Nope. Then we also need to talk about to the rest. Do we want to open that can of worms already?
No, but at least between Sigma, Phi and Tenmyuji.
Hard to
I
do
guess.
that.
45 minutes remain until Ambidex Game polling closes.
And we're definitely gonna talk about it, but
Oh, right. We have to wait for the deadline.
yeah, how annoying. I guess we're gonna wait for Alice and Quark to wake up. Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
addressed at some point, so might as well do it when all of them are there.
Oh. Well, we
That
could
makes
vote
sense.
earlier. But then each voter would be stuck inside the AB room for 45 minutes.
Slightly annoying.
Okay, let's go back to the infirmary then.
I agree. Please, lead the way.
I was gonna say, if they now lock themselves into the AB room for 45 minutes, at some point the doors are gonna open and one of them turns out to be dead.
You think?
I would do that just to mess with the player. Luna and Kay set off toward the yellow door. I was about to follow when...
Hold on. I just remembered something.
What?
The AB room on the left. In one of the other histories, she...
Oh, yeah. You're right. Akane's body wasn't there. What does this mean? Why didn't we find her body this time?
Maybe because she wasn't murdered.
But how? When did history change?
Do you remember what Akane said?
Do you think we never found her in this set of flows because she never died?
Isn't that what I already said? Did I... Was that a prediction or did we just talk about it? Because I'm quite sure I mentioned that.
I don't think you told me to write that down.
No, that's fine, but I'm pretty certain I said that. Not as a prediction, but as a thingy. That she's still alive in this one.
Okay, I like that, but...
Well, maybe that's why, by the way, she also said we will meet again.
I like my idea of them having a happy end way better. Okay.
The cat in the box. Is it alive? Or is it dead?
She's talking about herself.
Yes, she's the cat in the box. We've been tricked, we've been backstabbed, and we've been quite possibly bamboozled. I did not see that coming.
It's very likely. Oh, because I finally said something that could be right?
Yes.
Wow.
No, I mean, I didn't see it coming that that would be the explanation why we didn't find the dead body. And the fact that you predicted that is even more shocking, yes.
I am pretty sure I mentioned that in the previous or the one before that. We already had a discussion about the flows and why there's no dead body in this one.
But then how did Dio get the bracelet?
Well, that's another story, isn't it?
Sigma 5. You will decide its fate.
So we get to decide whether she will live or not.
But how? The Schrodinger's cat thing.
Exactly.
I do have it in my notes from a few streams ago. Oh,
I'll take your word
if
for
you
it.
wrote it down, does that mean it still counts if we write it down now?
Yes, it does.
Like, I wasn't gonna say write it down now because now it felt like too late. Also, was that seriously a few streams ago already? I somehow remember... Oh, actually, my memory isn't really trustworthy.
I wrote it down now. Thank you very much.
Also, thank you, yes, because I wasn't gonna rewatch and listen for that one line.
You should have, Tifa. You should have.
Yeah.
Then you can feel the beauty of when you tell people, if you didn't like the recap, just watch all of the last 40 parts. When we've been playing this game for 87 hours. Just wait for that one random line I said in over 100 hours of footage.
That's plenty of time in your spare time to watch.
This is why I say it matters that we do the recaps properly.
This is something that doesn't need to be in a recap. Though.
As
so
Fi
even
says,
then...
exactly. I don't know what you meant about us deciding its fate.
Perhaps she was saying her own fate wasn't decided yet.
Huh?
The history where she's alive and the history where she's murdered are both real right now.
What? No, it's impossible. We've already opened the box. We opened the door to this AB room and there was no body.
No, we haven't opened the box. We haven't found a body, but we haven't found her alive yet either. In other words, we haven't actually observed her. The hologram was a recording from before this game started.
The next time we meet, I can tell you the rest of the story.
So how did Dio get his bracelet?
Oh, now she is Schrodinger's Academy. Come on. It was nice.
I appreciate it, but I'm still racking my brain on how exactly Dio then got the bracelet. Was it just laying on the ground? Did she at the last possible second when she walked off into the AB room, did she realize, wait, was I planning to kill myself for this plan?
Maybe they
just
left him someone.
Leave this here and wait for this Dio person to find this. So she only dies if we go through a specific door, but that is decided after the game starts. Yes, but if the game has told us that our actions in the present or future change what has happened in the past, we don't have any experience with this, but it's been mentioned to us before. And even when we watched the intro video that plays if you don't press a button at the beginning of a game in the main menu, they also have a little snippet of text that says the same thing. Your actions in the future determine what happens in the past. Which doesn't seem to work in a causality kind of thing, but somehow it does.
Well, it can if you consider that you can jump back, pass on information to the past, like what we did in the first Nonary game. And we changed the past where Akane lived, where she was supposed to die. So in that regard, we can change the past.
Potentially, in this particular timeline, Sigma jumped back so far, met Dio, told him, don't kill the lady. And jumped back. We just didn't witness this as part of the story.
Yeah, but then we need to be able to interact with someone or something.
Yeah.
Because we can't connect to Dio itself.
If you know the things that are going to happen, I think it's very easy to get your point across to people. If Sigma randomly walks up to Dio before the events of the game and goes, you're Myrmidon, you are technically left, you're a clone of left, you are the leader of the Myrmidons, you have free the soul, you had sex with this lady, you're trying to redeem yourself. Dio would be very receptive of any piece of information you can give him. And if you tell him, you're gonna walk in there, you're gonna want to kill the lady, don't do it.
I think it's gonna be something else. I don't think we're gonna tell Dio.
Just tell him you've been sent by left or brother.
That will probably work.
Yeah, exactly. It has happened before.
For some reason I forgot time travel is a thing. I mean, that is no surprise. There is so much information.
The game is complex enough that these things are easily forgotten. Don't feel bad.
I kid you not, when I was saying during the Akane story, it just went in and out. Like, there's no more space to, like, hold the information I'm getting. It's just going, woo, woo,
but if he did that before the game, why would Dio have been surprised when we confronted him about the bombs? Because we instructed him to act like he never met us.
I don't think he has a thing here.
I don't know.
Nah.
Maybe Sigma in the past, off screen, did something so that she decided not to do it. Maybe she told him, hey, you can still have some time with Tenmyuri.
It's not gonna be that.
Something. I want to know things.
Well, for that I need to press A.
Do it.
So come and find me. I'll be waiting.
I'll be waiting.
And where was Akane now?
In the shadows of Warehouse B.
What?
I suddenly had I'll be waiting in my mind.
Is that the ah-hoo-hoo-hoo?
Yeah. I'll be waiting in the shadows.
Oh wait, I was thinking
well, Rasmus? The Rasmus?
Yeah, the Rasmus.
I think it was.
Yeah.
What, that song is like what, 20 years old?
I want to say the Rasmus, yeah. I was thinking there's this other horrible song. I remember, oh my god, it's been
there's a lot of horrible songs.
10-15 years. There is this song that got like that charted really well over here. I want to say like 20 years ago. No, wait, I need to look this up really quick. Actually, no, I don't. The song is horrible. If you listen to the lyrics, the song is about...
What's it gonna be? Snot.
No. The song is about... suicide. And like, it's this like emo pop song. I have no idea. I will look it up after we're done with the game. It will make sense. But they used...
He's gonna look it up and sing it for us on Friday.
No, I will not. I hate that song. They used a snippet of that song, the one that literally tells you to do the thing, in this TV show that was about something like... What was it about? I think it was like a Top of the Pops kind of thing. Like there was this host and they had different guests come in and they did like this recap of like the last 10 years or something. And it was supposed to be like this happy show about stuff. And when they used this song, this one snippet, where every time...
Was it in English?
The song is English, yeah, but the show was in Germany.
Yeah, but maybe that's the thing, that it was in English. You know, sometimes lyrics are seen as something completely different.
I don't know.
Look it up later and then bring it back
That's
up.
for the post-stream part. I will not end the stream before I figure out what that was about.
Excuse me.
You heard me.
I have early work tomorrow.
So do I.
Wow.
So let's get to it.
So, this one we're gonna save here, so that Jack can spend 2 hours looking for them.
Shut the hell up. Where was Akane now? Where was she waiting for us? Or what if she wasn't anywhere now? What if she was waiting for us in another timeline? Or what if she was waiting for us in the past? Was that even possible? Told ya.
That's not told you. He's
Yeah,
just assuming. These things look like in the corner here, what do you call them? The exits on top of the AB rooms?
Yes.
They look like Kay's eyes when he's happy.
Little bit. Do you think there's a connection? Dun 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 dun. If she was, what would that mean?
That she pulled that stunt twice now. It's not gonna be that.
Yes, she did.
Is she really gonna do that again?
I mean, technically, she didn't. From what she just explained to us, in the first game, Junpei did. Which doesn't explain how Akane existed in the game 999. Because she was in the past.
She actually managed to materialize.
Yes. And she did.
They even said that was
Akane
impossible,
didn't just do the conscience thing. She was there. We touched her. There were several scenes where Junpei and other characters interacted with her physically.
True. We even said that's not possible, but obviously it is.
Wild stuff. And she got fevers from time to time. Maybe that was Radical 6.
Could have just been the effort of having that body exist.
Yeah. You what?
Wait, what? How can we? A new destination has been added. Wait, what? We got another flow.
We go back in time. I told you. I told you.
This is kind of a weird jump, though. It's like, is this possible? Oh, there we go.
I told you.
Wait. Show me the down thingy. It doesn't have an end, so we're probably gonna jump back.
Oh my god! Now we jump back in time to jump back to the freaking future.
A B-room past.
Let's do this.
I honestly did not see this coming.
Ow. Ow. Damn it. I feel like my head's gonna explode. Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's my head too.
Where the hell am I?
Hey, deja vu.
It looks like an elevator, but...
No. This is one of the AB rooms.
Yeah! Who the hell are you?
Do you think Fi also jumped? Did we both jump?
I hope so.
Because she already knew it was an AB room.
Yeah.
So we probably both jumped.
What the hell's an AB room?
Damn. I guess you did lose your memory after all.
She jumped.
Yeah.
She also jumped. How nice. We're not alone.
Memory. Here we go.
How nice. The first memory is everyone dead.
I mean, yeah. Better than nothing. This is going my top 5 video games. So this is amazing.
This is wild.
I don't want to get off of this roller coaster anymore.
The only thing I would have liked here if there was a nicer jump to this point.
Why? It's brilliant.
Sigma is just like talking about something and suddenly both of them have jumped. I feel like that could be a better...
You don't know when she did.
I mean, that is true.
That's the beauty of time travel. You only get to witness what you get to witness.
Yeah.
You don't know what happens around you. Or
now
before, after you, technically.
Now you just have the bigger shock factor. Because there was no...
No.
No, you know what I mean. No,
No, I don't. What?
There was no, like, flowing into it.
Of course not. There never has been. The jumps are always abrupt.
I feel like the previous jumps definitely had some sort of warning.
There has never been anything
it felt
like that.
a warning, though.
No, we just decided to go somewhere else. Just like that.
Yeah, but it felt like we did it at the moment where we needed to.
Like, no?
When there was like this, hey, we need this information, and then you go like, aha!
Like now, yes.
It feels abrupt.
Meanwhile, I remember. You're fine. She grinned. When is this?
Check your bracelet.
It's a red pair. BP is 3.
Mine's the same.
Does this mean this is the beginning of a game? We've gone back to when we first woke up in the AB room.
No, not quite.
Do you think we need to redo the puzzle?
I hope not, because I don't recall the answers.
I'm not sure about the baby one again. I remember having a discussion.
I remember
with
getting
you
it
about
wrong,
it.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think we woke up a little earlier this time.
How do you know?
Push the buttons on the side of your bracelet.
Two hours. 15 minutes.
We didn't wake up this long before the primary doors opened last time. I think we're about an hour early.
Good thing you remember that. Oh, wait a minute. If you're right.
Yeah, Akane might still be alive.
We're gonna prevent her death. But then how does Dio... What? What? Oh my god, that's why I hate time travel stories.
It's gonna fuck you up.
My brain hurts inside my skull.
We got back before Dio killed her. I think. Right. We're here for one reason.
To stop her from getting killed.
Exactly.
Let's move. We need to get out of here fast.
Don't need to tell me twice. Let's go.
No! The one thing I wonder though, because Phi and Sigma in this timeline or dimension were already supposed to be there. Did we just...
Wait!
Import all... Oh, we have the thingies.
Idiots! We have the passwords!
Did we just import our consciousness or memories from the other flow into this Phi and Sigma? Because it's not like we made a new body and are now doing this.
You can assume that this Sigma is one from the true ending flow. There.
Yeah, but we basically just gave this Sigma in this flow all of our memories.
Yes, we're closing the time loop, I'm telling you. We're making sure none of this ever needs to happen.
Was this one?
Yes.
I
had the same thought, just look it up again. Yes. If you try to solve it, Phi shouts at you, as she should.
Which is what we're gonna do. We don't need to look there. This is our past, remember? That means we're just repeating history. You see what I'm getting at?
The password for the safe should be the same one we got earlier.
Exactly. Now hurry up and open it.
There you go. I was waiting to see how long it takes you until you realized. I mean...
You need to remember the password for the safe. We figured it out last time. Well, technically,
big brain moment.
I figured it out
Once a password has been found, it will never change. Going back to the past or changing timelines won't alter it. Now the question is, which one is the one to open the freaking thing?
This one.
No. I would have instinctively put in the gold file password, I'm just saying.
How long have you been
because
playing
I can
this
never
game?
tell which one is for the gold file and which one is for the key.
Left is key, right is gold file.
Can you try the gold file one after this anyway?
I can have a look.
There, it's open.
If she now dies, by the way, because we still had to look at the gold file, it's...
I will take that, we saved.
Good work. Hurry up and grab the cracker.
Cracker?
Damn, I meant key.
How the hell?
Just shut up and do it.
Grab the cracker?
Don't ask me where that comes from.
There's nothing inside anymore.
Can I didn't look at what that was though. Which one was that?
Weak. Pass. Save. Elevator. Gold file. How to stop Akane's death. Huh, seems weirdly specific, but okay. We've got the key already. There's no point to opening the safe anymore.
Oh, maybe I should have clicked here first.
There we go.
Bloop.
Seems kind of like a spoiler, I guess. Alright, let's just put this key in here.
For God's sake, just do it already!
No need to yell. Alright.
Good! Looks like that worked.
It's that moment when you're still angry at each other, but the problem is solved. She's gonna flip again, as she should. Ready, Fi?
What do you think?
I know. I don't need to ask every time, right?
We're kinda on a time limit here, trying to save someone's life. Then why the hell are you asking? Hurry up and...
Right. I'm going. 10, 9, 8...
1. Done.
We are trying to save Akane. And he's like, 10, 9 and a half.
1 3/4.
Hey, you pushed the button.
Bite me. You were taking too long. We're on a schedule here.
No.
Sigma can be so frustrating, seriously.
He can just jump back in time and do it again. Whatever.
You found it.
Haters.
Yay, we found it.
I haven't explained how you can jump that high, Fi. Oh, what
this time we went together.
What if Fi has robot legs? I'm not joking.
I'm not gonna be shocked.
I mean, we have robot arms, we have black hair, we're a guy, she's a girl, she has white hair, she has robot legs. You know? Mirror. It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Sure.
Fine, I climbed up through the hatch and out onto the top of the AB room. It took us only a moment to spot them.
Oh, there.
Akane! Behind her was Dio. He was moving quickly and quietly, a knife glinting in his right hand. Shit.
Yeah, because you were counting down.
Why are you mad at me? I'm voicing the character!
Because you're kinda like Sigma sometimes. You're like, oh, let me stall for time.
Remember when we talked the other day about how some people are so dumb they send like death threats to people who play villains in TV and movies? I'm not the character, I'm just voicing the lines.
It's your fault. You are the one stalling.
I guess. Jack is always talking about Simpsons.
I know, right? And something about sucking sausages, or what was it?
Don't ever... Yeah, I mean I did, but I was trying to forget about that. Please don't bring that up again. You were talking about changing your sausages.
But changing sausages is like a moment of life. Like where you change your sausage and suddenly you know what, never mind.
No.
Go save Akane.
There was no time to yell to her. I scrambled down from the top of AB room. The fire wasn't following me. When I looked back, she was still standing on the roof. Fi! What the hell are you doing?
She can super jump on top of Dio.
Is she gonna shine spark? You know the Metroid thing where a character runs, crouches and then just whoop, lightning speed jets into a target?
Oh, that would be kinda cool.
You know, it's a coincidence when Tifa also isn't Superman or Batman or Brahman or Raman or Cayman. Yeah, kinda weird.
How do you know though?
And when she goes, rips off her shirt, Superman. Get down here and... Before I could finish, she moved. She ran across the roof, launched herself into the air.
Did I not tell you? Super jump on top of Dio?
Deserved. Thank you. This is the most satisfying scene in the entire game. She is jumping 1 trillion feet through the air, drop kicking him both legs in the neck.
I wish we saw the moment where her feet connected with his face.
I needed to see all of that. I need what just happened there animated. 4K.
That should have been a full video bit.
8K, 16K. I'll buy a 3D TV to witness this. Please.
But how are we now going to set everything in motion? She's going to take off her bracelet, just give it to Dio, we throw him in the room. We take Akane to wherever the aluminium foil was. Quickly do the... You really think Akane needs aluminium foil to take her own bracelet off?
Yes.
The one who...
You want to bet?
There's no way.
You want to bet we're going to do the aluminium trick?
Or she has it in her... We don't... There is no way.
She's taking out a piece of gum, eats it, takes the wrapper, aluminium foil.
No way.
What the...
He's fine. Just unconscious.
Shame. I bent down and held my fingers in front of his mouth. Smell this.
He said mouth.
It's in front of your mouth. That's what I would be doing to him. He was still breathing.
I don't think he saw me.
No, I don't think he did.
I have no idea what happened to him.
Yeah.
I also don't expect to suddenly be drop kicked in the back of the head. The guy went down like a sack of potatoes.
Oh, my password potato is apparently not that good after all, because now it's mentioned. Remember the safe word to return course memories?
Possibly.
He had it coming.
Yes.
He definitely is. This is too soft for what he has coming.
I heard footsteps come to a stop right in front of us. I looked up.
So you came. I've been waiting for you.
She looks tired.
Yeah, she looks like we're too late already. You know what I mean?
I swear, if we don't get the happily ever after, like closing the time loop shenanigans with Junpei and Akane living happily ever after in the end, there's gonna be something like she was willing to do this because she is dying from something. Like she has cancer or some shit.
That would be really sad though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Because Junpei just cannot have a happy end.
I think she just looks exhausted from all of the setting up, preparing, and that stuff.
She anticipated all of Dio's bullshit and I was like, oh my god, this guy. Okay, let's do this.
You're here to hear the rest, right?
Wait. Just wait a minute. What the hell is your deal? How can you be so calm? If we hadn't shown up just now, you'd...
Have been stabbed in the heart by this young man and died. Yes. Although, that reminds me, I haven't thanked you yet. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate you saving me.
That... what?
Hold on. How do you know about being stabbed by Dio? Are you an Esper too?
Yes. Indeed I am. I am able to jump through time, just like you.
Then what the hell were you thinking? If you knew he was going to stab you, why were you going to let him do it?
Because I had to.
You what?
think back, why are you here? If I hadn't been killed by Dio, no one else would have been murdered. Consequently, your own abilities would never have manifested. I did explain, didn't I?
I told you it was to make Sigma do something. To get these powers.
But we already know these things are set in motion. Like
Keep
she
going.
even said she injected people with Radical 6 to keep things going. Like everything...
But my OG theory was this whole thing exists to make Sigma into 0 before 0 actually became 0. We're doing this to save time.
The purpose of the AB project was to send the two of you to the past. Or your minds, at least. In order for that to happen, some death was necessary. When a human brain is faced with danger, its processing speed increases. Information is processed more quickly, and time almost seems to slow. A few seconds can feel like an eternity.
I get the point, but overclocking has gone too far. Like, that's too much.
Unfortunately, that in itself isn't enough to send oneself through time. The amplitude of the consciousness is simply too small. In order to increase the amplitude, we need to slow down the brain before the increase happens.
This is why Radical 6 was created. And then it kind of turned into a pandemic because it escaped the laboratory kind of scenario.
Wait!
This kind of sounds exactly like Radical 6.
0 is behind Radical 6. I told you he's connected to Free the Soul. It's not just tapping into the morphogenetic field for which you need epiphany and danger to make that happen reliably. You need to create amplitude in your brain's processing speed. So you need to make it go slow, and then you need to make it go fast. Or the other way around. And that's exactly what happens with Radical 6.
They were trying to force it by creating something for it.
They created a virus that makes your brain go slow, the slow down part, and they've explained in this game, I forgot at which point, but they did, that in the moment a person commits suicide, the brain just goes pff, bliss. And I'm guessing the idea is that all of the people that ended up committing suicide because of fucking Radical 6 somehow then traveled back in time. So the whole thing about, oh, we killed all of humanity, haha, psych, we didn't. We sent all of our consciousnesses back to before all of this happened for
also need to
a reason I still don't understand.
You also need to have some kind of Asper connection though. Not everyone has that. I'm quite sure that was already mentioned, which means I would say at least half of the people that committed suicide actually did die.
Maybe all of them have it.
They're not
It's
all
just
going to
that
be
with
able
some
to
of
jump.
them we were able to witness it.
But I think it's safe to assume we can both agree that they created Radical 6 for this purpose.
Yeah, apparently. What the fuck?
It's a little like a slingshot.
She is 100% related to Phi. The analogies, no.
You pull back on the rubber band and then let go. The potential energy you stored in the band is released and converted into kinetic energy.
Yeah, that's kind of a bad example for me.
But a slingshot works regardless of if I pull slowly, amplitude, and then fast, amplitude, or if I pull fast and let go. It's the same amount of energy being stored. But what is this thing which is worse than pandemic caused to fight it? That's the thing. I don't know. What? Where are we going? What is this?
I thought we were supposed to save everyone from this happening.
Also, I've been thinking about this since they said it. So if they made it a thing that seemingly everybody, or at least gifted people, can access information regardless of time because their consciousness can travel laterally through time, even into the future. That means the world is screwed. Because now we're the good guys and we're using that ability to try to do whatever needs to be done here. But if people like Free the Soul get their hands on this knowledge,
yeah,
they're just gonna send people into the future and kill people. Like,
or in the past.
You've created a thing so big, it's unstoppable.
I don't think this was meant to happen on a worldwide basis.
Maybe the plot point at the end is gonna be to... It's Looper. Yes, essentially. Spoilers for Looper. Sorry. It's been over 10 years. Is the thing gonna be to get rid of the whole AB project in the end? Because it's too... Let's carry on.
That's what fires the bullet out of the slingshot. Now, while a slingshot can only fire in one direction, your mind isn't similarly limited. When the bullet of your consciousness is fired from the slingshot of your brain, it travels past the three-dimensional world and into the four-dimensional one.
Sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
And then somewhere...
So... What?
Just putting bullets in a slingshot. Well, you can, even if you call them balls, it's, in this case, a bullet.
Hey, Akane, do you know that bullet rifle markings are like the fingerprints of a bullet? I have a Free the Soul thing where they prevent them from wiping out humanity. I have no idea.
I'm not sure how this is all gonna work out.
I swear, if in the end Zero is brother...
I would hate that.
It depends on why and how. But there's a lot of potential for not liking that.
Don't jinx it.
From that perspective, time is no longer fixed. In other words, you can travel to the future, the past, whenever you like. Your consciousness has been released from the three-dimensional cage. In order for that to happen, I had to infect you with Radical 6.
I was right. That... It was freed, exactly. Sounds familiar? Oh, what?
We're infected with Radical 6?
Yes.
She sounded so happy for the first time. Yes.
It was necessary.
Don't you remember, Sigma?
No.
Yeah, I do.
Luna should have told you about it in another timeline.
Yeah. You know when he went like, oh, why does she sound like a chipmunk?
Oh, yeah.
In the director's office. Security room, sorry. Yeah.
Are you sure? Infecting all of these people with such a horrible disease?
Every single one of you has been infected.
And we cured 2 of them, and we didn't make copies. Neat.
She infected them with Radical 6. She never said she created it.
That's true.
It kind of gives me the impression they somehow made this for all of this to happen.
Yeah, they were all always infected. See, I think we talked about this and you were like, no, she only means the 2 that we cure. Okay. Yeah, that sucks for us, right?
I guess. Yeah, seeing how one of the the side effects is death.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, this is probably like one of the things, like if you take a pill, even if it's paracetamol, you have these 100 pages of things.
Possible side effects
and warnings and risks and whatnot. And on the Radical 6 one, somewhere on page 9, it says, might commit suicide.
Yeah.
Might fall off a building. Might throw yourself out a window.
Side effects of Radical 6. Diarrhea, headaches, migraines, nausea, suicide.
Split hair.
Yeah, split skull.
A rash. And then suicide.
Oh my lord.
It's gonna be the last point or like hidden in between.
Memory problems, yeah.
Confusion.
Accidental time travel, you know.
Please do not use while drinking.
Well, apart from Luna, of course. Unfortunately, it was necessary. We needed to slow your minds in order to store up your potential energy. Then we provided a dire situation that would accelerate your processing speed. The result is what you are now experiencing. Your consciousness now occupies 4-dimensional space-time.
So I kind of feel like I have Radical 6 now. Is it me or is she speaking really slow?
Yes, she is.
Okay.
I mean, she looks tired of all of this bullshit, so I get it.
I mean, fair.
Even that, however, wasn't enough.
What?
You had the ability to travel, but your memories could easily be lost during the trip.
Which is what I argued earlier, because to my understanding, memories are stored physically in your body. Okay.
Just drop them like spaghetti on the way.
Okay, where are we going? Okay, carry on.
If the project was to succeed, you had to be able to retain everything you learned in each reality.
Oh, wait! I'm an idiot, I get it!
What do you get?
Have any of you ever seen a movie or a TV show where there's like this dad and the father is like super busy with work or some other things and he doesn't have enough time for the kid? It's a boy and he's really into baseball and he just wants to play catch with his dad, you know, just throw a couple balls, have a heart-to-heart. That's been used in so many movies and shows. Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing. That's why this works. You mean Hook? Yes, that's a part of Hook too. So,
why does this work?
Watch. So, this is Sigma in timeline 1. Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yeah.
And this is Sigma.
Just call it S.
Timeline 2. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, Sigma, wait, are we using a different color? So, Sigma sends his conscience here. Mm-hmm. Conscience. Can't spell that without science. Okay? Uh-huh. But the memories from here don't exist there.
Yes.
Unless consciousness, that thing. That other thing. Thank you. Unless you had a medium to store information in.
Yeah, he first uploads it to the cloud.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he downloads it.
The whole game is a metaphor for cloud drives. So, Sigma 1 yields all of the information into the morphogenetic field. Mm-hmm. As it is transmitted into that field, he quickly swaps bodies and then goes,
hey, give me my...
yoink.
I like how it kind of looks like one of those grabbing machines, you know? It's a hit or a miss whether you can actually grab the memory and drop it in the pocket.
His conscience would be sending his moral compass back in time. Oh, that's why he sometimes doesn't have one and does the creepy stuff. But yes, his consciousness. See? So if his consciousness can travel and he has stored information, like he yields information at the same time into the morphogenetic field, he needs somebody to be able to access it, but that's him too.
Yeah, yeah.
Now watch her say these things. Also, hello Tsabes, happy Wednesday. How are you doing?
What he said.
Okay, here we go.
That was the reason you were forced to jump so many times. With each jump, your ability to remember improved.
Oh, fuck you. Mine was way better.
It's basically just training.
Yeah, just do it a bunch.
Eventually, you would be able to retain everything.
Literally training. That's why we could sometimes only get like snippets of memories.
And there goes my point that I made very early on. This entire game is a training gauntlet for Sigma. This
it literally was, yeah.
This AB game, Nonary game, whatever, this is getting the training wheels off of Sigma to do the thing, whatever the thing is gonna be.
That is why we made you play the AB game. That was why you had to select different chromatic doors. By forcing specific choices, we could cause you to make more jumps.
So the question is, at what point do the ends stop justifying the means? Because that's basically torture, right?
There is none at this point. This is a by all means necessary situation.
What are we trying to achieve with all of this?
Well, Sigma gets it.
I get it. Yeah, it's obvious, isn't it? I get it. I think I finally understand. Well, okay, there are a lot of things I don't understand, but all of what you've just told me makes sense. You did all of this so that Fi and I could jump through 4-dimensional space with our memories intact. Right?
Yes.
But why did you need us to do that? People have died for this. I mean, let's count how many different ways people died. Murder, antimatter explosion, suicide. I've died, so has Fi, so have you.
Also, this kind of means you have infinite life.
Well, that's the question. How does your body work? Because technically, you can keep reliving life. You still have only a lifetime, but you can keep going in a loop, yes.
Yeah, but in that way you have infinite life.
Yes.
You just keep swapping back to another body, relive life. With your memories, you can make very different choices.
It's like making safe states IRL.
Yeah, you can have thousands of different
F5s.
lives. And in this way, technically, you never die. Like, your body might die and get discarded,
yeah, but you won't be there
immortal.
for that. Yeah, technically immortal. Yes, your consciousness is.
Well, isn't that what's most important?
So, why would you do all this? What does it matter that Fi and I jump through time?
Haven't I told you? Death was unavoidable. You are all destined to die. Sacrifices had to be made for the sake of the project.
I already know all that. What I'm asking you is why? What is so goddamn important that it's worth all this?
I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually.
Just tell us. Why do we need to figure it out?
What? Just when is eventually?
In a future not very far from now.
Bullshit! That's not good enough. Why can't you tell us now? Instead of answering, Akane knelt down next to Dio and picked his knife up off the floor.
She's gonna kill herself so that it can happen. She's gonna kill herself so that everything is set in motion as it's supposed to.
Take aluminium foil! Take off the damn thing! Put it on him!
What's the stupid
We
thing
sprinkle
now?
some ketchup here to make it look like you died. What the hell?
Just put the bracelet on him, throw him in the room. When he wakes up, he has no clue what happened and might just assume, hey, my plan worked. It's like, just go with it. You know...
You know now that Akane is alive on the right path on the floor because you saved her. My observation, don't know if that's on purpose, but the most usage of morphogenetic field is on the right side of a flow. The reason is that there is one mob psychic that powers up Sigma to use it, and Akane is one of the strongest psychics alongside Junpei, so that makes a big difference. That's assuming that Akane is still alive, which it currently seems like she might not be.
Well, not in this bit again.
That's
Probably.
I'm going to keep this with me.
Oh.
Oh. Wait, maybe this is a euphemism for I shall become this blade's sheath. I hope not. Don't change the subject.
But it's almost time.
What are you talking about? We've got plenty of time.
No. In a few moments, you'll return to the original timeline.
What?
This is the way it has to be. Don't fight it. Logomorph.
Yes.
You what?
Logomorph?
Wait, does that mean we can use that now too for something?
You call him Zero Jr.
Oh, it's his
Official
name!
designation, is Lagomorph.
Okay, that's cute as hell. But what?
I don't see him as a lagomorph at this point.
Lagomorph is the genus of rabbits. Okay, so it's a Latin thing. Oh
Yeah,
look,
but
we're talking Latin again.
As a name, I don't feel like it works.
Well, it's also kind of funny because you could shorten that as a nickname to Laggy, which, given that he's an AI, is kind of hurtful.
Lagomorph, this is an order. Unlock my bracelet.
See?
Okay, good, thank you.
Compliance.
Now, everything is in place. I have put the bracelet onto Dio.
Admin privileges are nice. Yes, she just went sudo remove bracelet. Hello, Diablo Graves. Happy Wednesday.
Welcome
How are you
in.
doing? This game is wrecking my brain.
I seriously thought for a second though she would just stab herself. You know, I said what I wanted to say.
We've seen
Let's
dumber
go.
things happen, yeah?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
But this makes so much more sense. Also, I told you she doesn't need to use aluminium foil. Why would she need to get aluminium foil?
Because it's been explained to us and nobody ever actually used it except off screen.
You're waiting
Yes.
for someone to do it.
Can't be the only one with aluminium foil here now. The three Lagomorphs are rabbits, hares and pikas. That's where Pikachu got its name from too, right? The last one.
I wish he just got a cuter name than Lagomorph.
I like
It makes sense, but...
And it works even better because morphogenetic field.
Yeah, I guess, but still.
It's about throwing him in the AB room. On the right side, Dio's confused what happened and that's why he allies. The only time he does it himself.
Oh, now it kind of comes together.
Yeah, and... Wow. Okay.
All we have to do is place his body in the 5th AB room, the second one from the right.
Good thing we still have our robo arms.
You know what's the dumbest thing? Like, we knew this is Akane for a while, right? And we knew she has all of these powers that we saw during the first game.
Yeah.
It never occurred to me that she has all of these powers that we've seen in the first game.
Kind of.
So I'm here like, why does she, what, how? Yeah, of course. She could always do that.
It kind of makes sense that she
Yes.
also uses them, yeah. Which made it even stupider that she was the one that died every single time.
How did we not recall? Yes.
There, like I said earlier, there's a lot of information here, okay?
Yes, I think it's fair to be confused.
That's the one Quark is in, right?
Correct. I will move him. I will also put your bodies back into the 3rd AB room. Once that's
our
done,
bodies.
I will reset its puzzle to an unsolved state.
You don't need to do that. We never solved it. Why do you need to do all of that?
To recreate the history that you remember. Your consciousness is about to leave your body and return to the future.
Oh, and if she didn't, we would cause a time paradox.
Wouldn't we just cause another line?
Or that. Yeah, I mean, it depends on how you want to digest your time travel story. If there's only one timeline, then we would have created a time paradox.
But there, we already know there's more timelines. That's literally the thing of this game.
Well, now there's. This timeline seems to be important.
But we already know there's more.
This timeline seems to be important.
Your body will be emptied, and your other consciousness will jump back in. If your bodies are in fact in the 3rd AB room by then, it would be bad.
Okay, this answers another question.
So where does the other one go?
It's stuck in limbo. It's like you dissociate. It's like you come to again.
I guess.
Imagine it like a coma, I guess.
I suppose.
You just lose consciousness, technically. When you regain your senses. You don't even know, you might not even know that this happened.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
But does Akane make them jump this time? Can she force us? I mean, she can tell us to do it, because otherwise we're not going to get anywhere. That makes sense, to just tell us, well, there's nothing else for you to do here right now. So, go back.
She kind of seems to give us an order and expects us to just go with it, I think.
Yeah, basically. What's the game over in Assassin's Creed? Destabilization? It's been years since I played one. Something like that. Desynchronization? Something like that. One of the two. Right.
So you're saying some version of us is going to wake up in that room and repeat the same history again? Well, I guess this could actually be our second or third time.
You are exactly correct. Lastly, I'm going to leave this with you.
So this is either the first or the second flow, probably.
What? What?
Actually, no, because she's not... Never mind. No, never mind. I said something weird that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't get it. You lost me there, but carry on.
No, thinking error.
She paused and pulled something out of her pocket.
Also, no, wait, this is the third flow, or the beginning of the third flow. Because that's where there's no body, because we saved her ass.
Correct. This is the beginning of the rightmost flows.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we did do a loop.
Yes. It was a small key attached to a string.
I'll tie it onto your ankle so that you won't lose it. All right, Sigma?
Wait, so... Oh, now we go back, and because this is the third flow, we can just go, oh, look, we got a key to our ankle.
Oh, wait. So... when we looped, we kicked the consciousness out of the body, took over the body.
Set all of this in motion.
Now the story goes in a loop in the true ending route. So
we fucked with the current line and
the
didn't make a new one.
consciousness that goes through the true ending route becomes the Sigma we currently are. So it's an infinite. It's like when you play Snake.
Yeah.
Like, it loops, but it never catches up.
Yeah.
I hate time travel stories. Okay. And now we're gonna realize when we go back to our bodies in the true ending route that, oh, my shoe kind of feels weird.
Yeah.
There's the key. So past you has your late game consciousness when your consciousness jumps back into present before the start of the game. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get it. And there it is. Oh wait, this is still here.
What's it say on there?
Tu fui ego eris.
Ego, you said.
Ego, huh? Who's this Eris?
It's Latin.
Yeah, we figured. Isn't it obvious? Huh?
It means, what you are, I was.
I'm gonna change the Captain Obvious to Captain Fine.
Captain Obvious.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I've been sitting on that one for weeks. I mean, time loops aren't my thing either, but this one is well done. Yes, but it takes me a lot of mental processing to try to keep this in order.
What I am, you will be.
Oh, there's the
Because
thing.
Sigma is the key to all of this.
There we go.
Yes.
What am I supposed to do with it?
It will help you meet someone who's very important.
0. What?
Go. Return to the future.
Where did we hear that one before? That was from the rec room. Not the rec room, the security room.
In the garden, says Psycho.
Yeah, in the security
We've
room.
heard it before, we've discussed it, we had the whole what does it mean thing. I don't recall when it happened.
Oh, it was the puzzle with the screens.
Possibly. I'm going full morphogenetic field here. I have the memories, I can't place them.
Yeah, we had the 9 screens where we had to match the words in the stupid order in lines.
She knows everything.
Yeah. And the other lines were that.
Oh, yeah.
She
True.
knows everything was the extra.
True, but we also heard the Latin phrase.
Yeah,
I don't recall
and
where
that
that
was
was.
in the garden, I believe.
Let's see if we need to find out again.
You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you. Now hurry.
I'll be watching how everyone dies.
Wait. I still...
And now we jump back.
Is she making us jump? A new destination has been added to the flowchart.
Now we go back to the time we were in.
This is... wow.
How are we gonna explain this to the others?
We don't. Easy, just don't.
It seems easier not to.
Looks like you're awake.
Just go with it. Is this the infirmary?
Why are we here?
Do you know what happened at the AB gate?
Kay and I went back to the infirmary, but
We waited and waited, and the two of you never returned.
And we just passed out.
so we went to the warehouse to check on you.
We found you passed out in front of the AB rooms.
It works like in Bleach.
Yeah, where basically their soul leaves their body and they just go bleh,
Yeah.
until something.
I mean, it is literally their consciousness, so
You're
yes.
an empty body, basically.
Yeah.
Kay
Never
and I hurried back here with you.
I'm never sure if the she and she knows everything is Arcanea or Luna, because it's her ending. I was also thinking it could be 5. Maybe all 3? Maybe the 2 of them?
Well, it could. I have no clue.
I looked over and fire and met her eyes. Do you remember what happened just now?
You mean what happened a long time ago?
Yeah. You got him pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I remember all right.
Can you do it again? Please? I'll hold him.
You don't even need to.
That's the funnier part.
What are you guys talking about?
Hey, they're awake. Nice. Quark.
What am I? Chopped liver?
Alice looks very different on me.
It also broke my brain for a second. I'm like, what?
I don't like this Alice. Alice!
Back among the conscious and not psychotic, huh?
Yeah, thanks. Grandpa told me what you did. Thanks for finding the medicine for us.
You're welcome. No problem. All in a day's work. Although, I wouldn't mind a little swimsuit action.
Really grabbing at straws here, aren't you?
Can't leave it alone.
Hey, I wasn't talking to Quark. It was an offer for Alice.
Not really my point.
Alice didn't say no.
Forget about that.
I wouldn't call it a point either.
Good thing we already have swimsuit action.
Exactly. I don't think you can swim with it.
You can swim with everything.
That looks still like massive gold. I don't think you should
I'm
wear
talking about
that.
Clover.
Oh,
Oh, but true, with Alice we also kind of have swimsuit action.
I still don't think you should go into water with that.
Yeah, probably.
That's gonna sink. If it's actual gold.
I don't think that's actual gold. That's gonna be heavy as well.
Now that you guys are awake, all we gotta do is open the number 9 door.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
Look at your bracelet.
Oh, we were out so long, they already did everything.
It says 10. I have 10 BP.
Nice.
I got 15 BP? That means I got 6 more points while I was out.
But how?
So we were gone or out for like 3 hours? 2.5?
Something like that, yeah.
You've been asleep for more than 2 hours. We've played the AB game 3 times.
This is the first time I'm happy a game just continues off screen.
It actually worked.
Yeah,
Look at
we
that.
defaulted
Yeah.
always to ally here.
Oh, nice. Somehow everything is now going as it
Yeah.
should.
Do you see how much better this game operates when we are not playing it? I feel kind of offended.
Are we the problem?
Are we the baddies?
Is it us?
Yes. Of Of course, the color and group assignments were shuffled around each time, but no matter who voted, everyone chose ally.
Thank you, Luna. Pretty sure she did that. I mean, we had to betray for the AB project.
And now all of us have enough to leave.
If that makes you feel better, Miss Psycho, then sure.
I mean, yes, somebody
had to.
I had to make the tough choices. I am basically this stream zero. What can I say? Is it really morally our fault? I mean, not Sigma's. Not Sigma's. And morally, technically, it depends on where you stand on this issue. Morally, you could argue that it is my fault that this happened, because I always was one to pick betray. But I did it for the greater good, which is, I guess, also going to be the point of the story in the game.
If there's one thing I've learned from this game, is that for the greater good, you can do everything. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I mean, not everything, but
it's for the
everything.
greater good.
Yeah.
But it's for the greater good. As long as you say it's for the greater good, though.
Yes, but then also I would imagine most of the fandom have to agree.
Like, it's like when you play cards and you lay down your last card, but you didn't say, hey, last card in the previous round. Like, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
He did it. I'll go for the greater bad for the lulz.
It's so nice to see everyone having
I won't make
points.
video games about you then. Just saying. I was stunned. How had everyone cooperated long enough to raise all of our BP past 9? Was it because Akane hadn't been killed? Without a death to start things off, maybe we'd been less suspicious of one another. Or could the bombs have had something to do with it? We'd all joined forces against Dio, and Vi and I had been able to disarm all of them. All of us had banded together against a common enemy and overcome a tremendous threat. Perhaps that had strengthened our bond. Which, I had to admit, would be somewhat ironic. After all, Dio had planted the bombs that forced us all to work together against him. This must have been what Akane was talking about.
Haven't I told you? Death was unavoidable. Sacrifices had to be made for the sake of the project.
Come on, let's go! Let's open the door and get out of here!
Wait. What about him?
Go have a vote. Who wants to leave him?
Also, guys, I...
What?
I love this game. I love this game.
Finally.
So much. I've never played a game where they would have had the balls to do this. It's always, we are not as bad as him. If we leave him behind, we'll be just as bad.
We've
we'll
had several endings where we were left behind. Remember with
Yes.
a chopped off arm?
Yes, but I'm saying Sigma also agreed. You could have just carried him
We
himself.
decided as a group. But yeah, this is really nice. But Dio planting the bombs was necessary too. So if we're gonna argue like that, he did what he had to.
Thank you for your service,
for
asshole.
the greater good. So we should save him.
No. No. Mm-mm. After some discussion, we decided to leave Dio behind. Alice was the only holdout. She complained about wanting to take him back to her superiors, but after I mentioned they'd come back to investigate after we escaped and deal with Dio then, she reluctantly complied.
Yeah, you carry him.
Yeah.
All right, let's get going.
Oh my god, walk faster, people. Everybody ready to call it a night? Bam! Almost 18. We're gonna be over 90 hours when we finish this.
That could actually be.
Boo! You knew it was gonna happen. it's for the greater good, and I still need to find out that stupid song that I mentioned earlier.
But
Dio acted on the information he had, therefore he is guilty of attempted murder. He is guilty of everything.
that is very
hate
true.
Dio.
So we're now probably gonna go through the door, do the whole escaping thing. Know that there is a like safe spot somewhere outside. Try to find that, I guess. And then go into the left and brother arc.
Or we will,
We still need to go into that whole thing.
or we will never get any of the answers.
Yeah, they can also, of course. That's the wrong song you're looking up.
No, actually, I just looked it up. So
that is the song.
the song I was complaining about earlier. Sorry, serious topic for a second. The song I was complaining earlier is actually In the Shadows by The Rasmus.
The one we were singing. The I've been waiting.
No, that's not the one.
That is this song, the one we've been singing, where I said, oh, it's from the Rasmus. It's like 20 years old.
Wait, no, that's not the one.
You probably looked it up because you now have that in your mind because we mentioned this song.
Was that The Rasmus? It looks like it. I need to listen to... Yes, it is. Wait, am I wrong about the lyrics?
I think you need to try to find that show. If it is like you said, it has to be like some kind of thing that was mentioned.
I've
because
been
it's weird.
watching, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. No, that's not the song.
Like this song isn't that bad.
I don't recall.
How would you think about it? And probably, if you're like me, at some point at like 3 a.m. at night, you'll wake up and you'll go like, it's this song.
Here it is. Ville Vallo, Join Me in Death. It was this other guy looking like an emo vampire. So, they had this...
Is he from him? No, he's not. Never mind.
No, he looks similar though. So, they had a TV show in Germany about... I forgot what it was about exactly. I think it was just pop songs and recapping the last decade.
Okay.
I want to say it was like 2010, 2009 to celebrate, you know, the aughts, the years 2000 to 2009. And the intro to the song is literally, Baby, Join Me in Death. And I mean, maybe there's like a different meaning to the song, but they chose that part.
Well, the entire song
Where-
is about a couple or
Yeah.
one person in a relationship trying
Yes.
to convince the other to commit suicide together.
And if I recall this correctly, like even the host at some point, because every time they went on a commercial break and every time they came back, they used that like 5-second snippet of a song loud over the speakers so everybody could hear it, including the audience and like the people on watching on TV. And at some point, I think even he was like, "This is kind of a downer for the show we're doing here." It's like, why were we talking about this to begin with?
I
don't
was
recall.
just singing the I'll Be Waiting, and then you were like, oh, this reminds me.
True, because it's like, join me in death.
No.
Yes.
Oh.
The song I'm talking about.
I was
or
gonna say,
talking
that
about.
was not part of my song.
Anyway, now that I got that out of my mind, I can rest easier and sleep later.
Well, now that you have that out of your mind, how about we rate someone with some happy vibes?
Yes, please.
Like cleanse the mind, the anything.
Hello there, the angel from my nightmare. I like those lyrics better than the ones I just mentioned.
That still sounds kind of nicer, yeah.
But Tifa was going for a segue, I believe. Carry on.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest rating Youth, who's
Sounds
having a craft stream.
like
Always good vibes,
Wonderful idea.
always happy vibes. It's a good place to go, especially after a depressing...
There is no time travel with youth. There is...
She's making rocks. That's really cool, actually.
And they look absolutely freaking adorable.
Like
I need to
Pokemon.
start this raid so you can see them.
And a Halloween Togepi. That is absolutely adorable. We're going to...
If you cannot stick around for the raid, please click this link. Check her out whenever it's more convenient for you.
Go to
raid. Start raid. There we go. Set up. I am going to have a snack after the stream now. I feel like my brain did massive overtime today.
It's okay, all this thinking makes you hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does. Like,
it's proven, it's okay.
And we've gotten answers, but at the same time...
we got more questions.
We didn't get answers, you know? It's like, we just have more questions, or at least I do.
We're not there where I hoped we would be at this point when it comes to knowing things.
And according to the flow, this is the end. We have like 2 bubbles left.
Yeah, but we've also had more bubbles appear in the meantime. These
True.
bubbles will probably just pop up one by one.
True. They have extended flows, they have added parts of a flow. They could just do it again.
Exactly. They're just gonna key, or they just make one...
And we have a key that we haven't used yet, yeah.
Exactly. I wonder if that key is probably for something on the outside.
Maybe. We'll find out. But for now, it's time to go on the raid. If you can, please stick around for the raid, everybody. We'll be back on Friday, potentially, with the end of Virtue's Last Reward. See you then. Bye.